There are certain subjects I make a lot of content covering. There are just a handful of topics that always wiggle their way underneath my skin and grease my cheeks, and I can't fight the urge to yap about them, like a dog chasing a mailman just going around barking at it. And one of the biggest, is people using Christianity as a means to exploit and abuse others. Corrupt pastors that are using the faith as a tool for their own self-gain and self-interest. I find it to be vile, evil, and unforgivable. So over the years, I've made tons of videos covering these instances. And just a couple days ago, I made that video going over Robert Morris. This demon was the former spiritual advisor to Donald Trump. He was also a Texas megachurch turbo pastor who recently pled guilty to molesting a 12-year-old girl numerous times. And he only got 6 months in jail for this. He is now out of jail and will be serving the next 9.5 years on probation in his luxury property. Now, maybe you can call me short and ugly, but I gotta tell you, I'll be honest with you sports fans, that doesn't sound like justice to me. That doesn't sound like punishment that fits the crime of molesting a 12-year-old girl numerous times. I feel like that should have been life in prison. But he got 6 months. I already blabbered about that out the wazoo, and I'm not here to just do it again. I wanted to do something a little different, because Robert Morris was Trump's former spiritual advisor. I want to show you his current spiritual advisor, because I truly think this administration is normalizing the epidemic of fake Christians that are just using the faith as a tool for their own enrichment. I believe it is full-blown, fucking full frontal, dangling right in your face, obvious blasphemy. It's not subtle, it's unapologetic. I mean, Jiminy Christmas, Trump was hawking and is still actively hawking Trump Bibles. Expensive Bibles for like 60 clams with Trump's name on them and numerous variants of it. They range in price from $60 up to $1,000, and also a little fun tiddlywink of lore here, they're printed in China. So they're made for less than $3 per Bible, yet he jacks the price up to $60 for the lowest plebeian edition of his Bible. But it goes all the way up to $1,000 for the one that has Trump's signature on the inside cover. Like, I just don't know how that's defensible from any real Christians. That is just completely unacceptable. These frauds worship Trump more than God. It's like textbook idolatry with the way they talk about and discuss Trump. Like, Nicki Minaj is a great example. She's a wonderful case study for this. She spent a significant amount of time squatting on top of the orb of confusion and debasing herself publicly, slurping for this administration, and eventually got in their good graces and received a Donald Trump signed Holy Bible, calling it one of the most meaningful gifts she's ever received. Which is ridiculous, because Nicki Minaj has been very vocal about her faith in recent time. And I feel like anyone who is legitimately very proud of their faith as a Christian would receive a gift like that and be disgusted. There are some Bibles that get signed by like a pastor or someone who is genuinely in the faith and an active community member in Christianity in the local churches. That is something that I am very familiar with. That was something that I had seen when I was going to church, but they weren't sold. They were given to members of the congregation, and it was always just like, enjoy your Bible, or like, I hope I hope this resonates with you, and then signed by the pastor. This is Donald Trump planting his fucking name on top of the Holy Bible, literally going through the word Bible with his signature, making it seem as though he's the most important part of this gift, not the Bible itself, and yet Nicki Minaj is like, oh my god, it's amazing. Nicki Minaj, by the way, whose husband is a registered sex offender, and her older brother is in the slammer serving 25 to life for sexually assaulting an 11-year-old child. Now, I'm not here just to talk about the Trump Bible. Like I said, I want to focus on his current spiritual advisor, Paula White, because I think she is the perfect example of this phenomenon and is serving to normalize this practice.
Wherever I go, God rules. When I walk on White House grounds, God walks on White House grounds. I had every right and authority to declare the White House as holy ground because I was standing there, and where I stand is holy.
To say no to President Trump would be saying no to God. And I won't do that.
This is a montage that kind of blew up a few months ago. A lot of people have seen this, and it shows some of Paula White Kane's more recent highlights about how she can declare the White House is holy ground because she walked there and God walks with her. And also, she proudly proclaims that saying no to Trump would be like saying no to God, and she's never going to do that. I had the longer section saved, but now that video's taken down, so I can't show you the whole context of that statement, but from what I recall, she was talking about how Trump has basically been chosen by God, so when Trump asked her, to come aboard, saying no to Trump in that position would have been like saying no to God, which she refuses to do. That is an outrageous thing to say. That is genuinely, by all possible definitions and interpretations, blasphemous. To say that kind of statement about saying no to a man is like saying no to God, you are putting that person on this pedestal that they are equal to God. That is like a big no-no in the faith. It's fucking unhinged. And yet, nobody calls her out on that in the administration. All of these supposed Christians have no problem with her saying things like that and acting this way. It's baffling. Well, it's actually not baffling when you stop to realize that none of them actually care about Christianity. They are using it. To them, it is nothing more than a tool to be utilized to get people latched onto their bosom. Because if they can convince people that what they're doing is righteous and chosen by God, then people would be afraid to go against it, thinking that they have to fall in line, otherwise they've deviated from the path of the Lord. That's their whole tactic. That is the playbook that they're using. It is sickening. And it's working for them. It's working extremely well for them. Like just yesterday, Paula White had this to say about President Trump and his experience and how similar it is to our Lord and Savior.
But the truth of it is you are here because of God and because of you. And I just wanted to share this thought and pray over President Trump. Jesus taught us so many lessons through his death, burial, and resurrection. He showed us great leadership. Great transformation requires great sacrifice. And Mr. President, no one has paid the price like you have paid the price. It almost cost you your life. You were betrayed and arrested and falsely accused. It's a familiar pattern that our Lord and Savior showed us. But it didn't end there for him, and it didn't end there for you. God always had a plan. On the third day, he rose, he defeated evil, he conquered death, hell, and the grave. And because he rose, we all know that we can rise. And sir, because of his resurrection, you rose up. Because he was victorious, you were victorious. And I believe that the Lord said to tell you this. Because of his victory, you will be victorious in all you put your hand to.
Comparing Trump's journey to that of Jesus Christ. Wow. Powerful stuff, Paula. You know, when you put it that way, and I really stopped to marinate and stew, giving it a lot of thought, I actually think that my life's journey is pretty similar to that of Master Chief's. Huh. Isn't that some shit? Now, I know I've mentioned this a couple times in the past when covering people like Paula. I am not as spiritual as I used to be. Growing up, I was very, very religious. As I said, I got baptized twice because I was concerned that God may have been AFK for the first one, and I wanted to make sure that, he had front row seats and popcorn ready for the second one, just in case. So I came in there with the round 2 for the Jumbotron. It was a huge part of my life. And even though I'm not as spiritual now as I was then, I still care deeply for it. And seeing that this is becoming so common now is just gross. It's so fucking abhorrent. Paula White Cain is a televangelist demon. Her whole career is built off of begging for money from her followers, and she still actively does that while being the spiritual advisor to Donald Trump. In fact, her 2026 Unleashed conference, she had this wonderful moment.
Because I'm telling you, there's an anointing of release right now. I want $100,000 to come in. I want $100,000. There are 10 people that could give $10,000. There's 100 people that could give $1,000.
How selfless, how noble. She wants $100,000. Fork it over. Cough it up, guys. Where's the $100,000? I know I said that she begs for money, but it's actually more accurate to say that she demands money. And she tries to present it as though if you don't give money to her, you are doing a disservice in the eyes of the Lord. This is a common tactic used by televangelists that have done this for many, many moons now, but very few of them have the same kind of power and influence that Paula White-Cain does. One notable person that I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, and someone that I've made a couple videos on, is Kenneth Copeland. He is the guy who's very open about like how important it is that he has his private jet. So keep giving him money. He's the pastor and the Lord needs him to have a private jet, so give him money. Paula White-Cain is cut from that same cloth. She is still actively doing this and demanding money from people in her church, and it is just disgusting.
Get a check, make it payable to Paula White Ministry. There are people that are watching right now. If you say, I don't have it, give $100. Bring up a sacrificial seed. This isn't for me. This is about kids that will die without you being obedient. This is about kids who are going to be minstrels and instruments and warriors and mighty for God. This is about kids who are going to make a difference. I'm not going to take everybody's blessing. Come on. I'm going to tell you, get a seed of sacrifice. There's only 3 envelopes. I'm not moving. I'm not going to lay hands on people till you're obedient. Get out of your seat. Come on and come bring up a seed. Because I'm telling you, there's an anointing of release right now. I want $100,000.
She says verbatim that there are kids that will die without you being obedient and giving her money. Oh no, the money is not about me. It's about these kids. We need the $100,000 now. If you can't afford that, the $1,000, then give $100. You gotta give something. If you don't give something, you're a bad person for it. You don't want to be a bad person, do you? Well, come give Paula White-Cain some money. It is something that she has done her whole life.
And I believe that when you honor God on Passover, starting on April 12th at sundown through Good Friday on the 18th and concluding on Easter Sunday, you can receive these 7 supernatural blessings for you and your house. According to Exodus 23, God will assign an angel to you. He'll be an enemy to your enemies. He'll give you prosperity. He'll take sickness away from you. He will give you long life. He'll bring increase in inheritance, and he'll give a special year of blessing. You're not doing this to get something, but you're doing it in honor to God, realizing what you can receive.
For your special Passover offering of $1,000 or more as the Holy Spirit leads, you will also receive the beautiful 10-inch Waterford Crystal Cross. Don't miss your moment to release 7 supernatural blessings and provision into your life.
That's right, you heard it here first. God can take your sickness away, but only if you send $1,000 to Paula White-Cain first. Paula will get God on the horn and ensure that you receive these 7 blessings, but it's going to require $1,000, which is chump change compared to what you'll receive for it. It's transactional, so donate $1,000 to Paula White and receive these 7 blessings to save your life and increase your life, and also get this specialty cross. I'm confident that the people that followed Paula and Trump, and when they talk about how he's like Jesus and saying no to Trump is like saying no to God, I'm very certain these individuals have never read the Bible at all. Probably have never opened the Bible, and they just bite on to their words and accept them as truth, and that Paula and Trump are infallible because they are chosen by God. But if you ever decide to actually read the Bible yourself, you're going to see a lot of what they are demonstrating is directly frowned upon in the Bible. Most notably, Matthew 21:12. This gets brought up a lot in regards to frauds like Paula. This is when Jesus enters the temple and drives out all those who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. He declared to them, "It is written, my house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers." And depending on the versions, it changes a little bit, but the message is always the same. Jesus throws out those who use his temple as a means of profiting off of others instead of a house of worship. That is exactly what Paula and many others in this administration explicitly do, blatantly. It is corrupt, it is completely unacceptable, and unfortunately is being normalized, and it shouldn't be. So I really wanted to yap about Paula here, and yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. What do you think about Jaylen Brown reacting to his Game 7 performance? Apparently it's a hot take, but I love that shit. I think it's great. I don't necessarily agree that there was an agenda against him or anything, but I do love that. Who else is saying it, though? Legend? Oh, about flopping? Yeah, I saw his clip on stream about flopping ruining the game. I completely agree. And I've talked about this a lot, but I will say, Jalen, he has also flopped a time or two. So right message, maybe not the right messenger. Why blame flopping when they had the 3-1 lead? Oh, that's not the reason they lost the series. I disagree with that entirely. The sentiment, though, of flopping ruining the game, I agree with, though. Broad strokes. The constant foul baiting, miserable. You think the Lakers will still make it? Brother, I like I said, I thought they were going to get swept by the Rockets. I am shocked they won the series. I don't think they go any further. I think it's genuinely impossible for them to go any further, but it is crazy they won the series. And playing out of their minds for what they have. No, for sure. Like, they earned it. They played well. There's a reason they won the series. I'm just beyond shocked, and I know there's no way they can keep going. It's just not going to happen. Why was it shocking? They have a good team and good coach. The Rockets are not amazing, especially without KD. It wasn't surprising at all. I disagree, though. I think the Rockets, even without KD, are fine. At least better than the Lakers without Reeves or Luka. So I thought it was very surprising. Though Luka did come back, so... Reeves did come back, so... that helped, but... even still, they were already up. I thought they were getting swept before he ever even had a chance to come back. I know Lakers winning is tragic. Oh, don't get it twisted. I actually would love to see them somehow make the miracle run. That would be the most unlikely of circumstances. Geriatric LeBron leading the Lakers to a fucking championship would be crazy. No Luka. Reeves is back, so I guess maybe it's like somewhat almost conceivable. I just don't think it's possible. Clearly forgetting Bronny, bro. He's the future. I feel so bad for him, man. Well, it's hard to feel bad for him. He got an incredible contract and gets to go to the NBA, even though he wasn't NBA ready. But he gets clowned on like I have never seen before. He's in this limbo where he's a little better than most of the players in the G League, but he's not good enough to be on the same caliber as NBA players, so he's in this like really tough limbo. And he just gets fucking torched for it. Being Bronny would suck. How do you even live up to that? Let's not get carried away. It wouldn't suck to be Bronny. Brother, what do you mean? He gets to play in the NBA. He gets millions of dollars. It would not suck to be Bronny. Yeah, you get made fun of. Oh well. Look at how successful you still are. It wouldn't suck to be Bronny. I'm just saying, he does get torched in a big fucking way. He shot a 3-pointer last game, didn't go in, but he tried it. Hey man, we had the father-son oop. He's had a couple moments. When he's in the G League, he does well. That's what I'm saying, man. He's kind of like McLung in that regard, where G League superstars, well, more so McLung than Bronny, but even still, he overperforms in the G League, but just can't perform in the NBA when he gets his minutes. Same thing happened with McLung. But I think McLung still has like an actual shot at being a contributor in the NBA. I haven't quite seen it from Bronny yet. McLung deserves to be in the NBA. His stats are really good. They gave him a shot. He did get pulled up to the NBA, and I thought he did fine. I thought overall McLung's performance when he did get some minutes in the league was solid. Yes, it wasn't like earth-shattering or anything, but I thought it was very solid, and you can definitely build off that, but then just gets fucking relegated back to the G League. I genuinely think he has the ability to do it. Like, I think he could. Need to play defense in the NBA, unfortunately not all about stats. Well, bah humbug. I mean, yeah. Do you think Jokic is overrated? You insane? No, I don't think that, man. I know things got a little stinky, but I don't think he's overrated. Who's your GOAT? Allen Iverson. AI. I wish there were more talents like Allen Iverson in the modern ball game. Well, you just don't see that shit anymore. That is a dead breed. He was different, man. He was different. First time in a long time I've heard someone say they love AI. How? Allen Iverson is still like one of the most beloved players in the game. I feel like that's not like a rare perspective. Allen Iverson still has a massive following of enthusiasts. Oh, he was making a pun. Oh, I got too deep into the basketball talk. Whatever. My bad, man. You like LaMelo? I don't dislike LaMelo. I don't watch a ton of his performances, though. I've only got to tune into a few of his more recent games. So I don't have like the strongest perspective on him, but I definitely don't dislike him. You see the clip of him hitting a 3-point instead of a layup? Yeah, and for some reason, I saw people like ate him alive for it. I thought he made the right call. I'm assuming it'll just come up with this because it was pretty recent.
7.5 to play in the second quarter. Here's a steal for LaMelo. It's a foot race. LaMelo ball. No, he didn't. Passed up the 2.
Like, I think that's legitimately the right call. He's being chased down by a defender. There's a chance that layup gets fucking swatted. Just take the open 3. He's a good shooter. Like, I think that's 1000% the right call there. And for some reason, people were like, that's what's wrong with the game. All 3-pointers. It's like, okay, I can understand that, because I do agree to a certain extent. That's a bad example of it, because that was the right play. You remember LaMelo's 92-point game? Oh, the high school game where they were triple teaming him and he was still dropping fucking buckets? Yeah, I remember when that blew up online. He was gonna get his shit swatted if he went up for the layup. That's what I'm saying, man. 1000%, that's what I'm saying. I'm an OKC fan, you still fuck with me? Brother, I don't care if you like the Thunder. That's fine, man. I'm just not a SGA advocate. He's way too talented to foul bait as much as he does. Egregious. It's awful. It's such a highlight watcher take. No, man. It's not. I understand the stats. He doesn't go to the line as much as someone like... Even Luka. Luka sometimes goes to the line more often. But the way SGA foul baits on literally everything is fucking terrible. I hate it. I hate it. That sounds like a stat watcher take. Actually watching his games are just not fun. I watch every single OKC game. You've watched none, I bet. So you're a huge Thunders fan. A huge Thunder fan. So you have a clear bias blind spot for it, man. But you're right. I don't actively try and watch Thunder games. I have to watch them when they play teams I actually want to watch. So I'm forced to watch SGA. I also watch every Lakers game, and Luka is worse. It's just agreeing to disagree. As I just said, like, even if you look at the stats, Luka does go to the line more. Like, you are correct. But you can also just say, that's bad too, right? You're deflecting that to a whataboutism, but you can just say both are not fun. Like, I still like Luka, but I do agree. Especially in recent times, he's been much more of a flopper, and it's a shame. I wish he wasn't making that part of his bag as much. It's becoming just way too commonplace for all these extremely talented players to foul bait at all times. It's just more beneficial to foul bait happen to soccer too. I know. It's not a mystery why they do it. The league needs to change it. The players aren't. That's a league thing that needs to change. How does it even get changed though? Like you would need proof it's not a foul? There's been a couple of good ideas that have floated around over the last couple of years. There's definitely ways to do it. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't see it happening, but it's not like it's an unsolvable problem. It's a penalty in hockey to embellish. Brother, I love hockey. I think hockey does fucking everything right. It is such a good sport to watch. Yeah, that's why no one watches hockey. That's a crime. It's a damn shame. Especially going to hockey games. Like, I went to the Stadium Series game for the Lightning recently. The only bad thing was how fucking cold it was. But that was an incredible game. Every Lightning game I've gone to has been amazing. And then tonight it all went to shit, unfortunately, but it happens. Why? How cold is it at hockey games? The Stadium Series was outside. They did it at Raymond James. And it was extremely cold. It was like low 30s, which is like fucking freezing temperatures in Tampa. That one was outside. That's why it was so cold. The actual hockey arenas are a really good temperature. Just the perfect amount of chilly. Well, I guess I can only say for Amalie Arena. Who's the shortest NBA player? Currently or all-time? All-time would have to be Muggsy, right? Spud Webb? No, Muggsy's shorter than Spud, I'm pretty sure. Muggsy was 5'3". I think Spud Webb was taller. Yep, Muggsy was 5'3". Spud Webb was 5'7". Spud Webb was my height. You have a chance. I've always said that, man. I've still definitely got a chance to make it in the league. I'm just waiting for my contract. Nate Robinson was short too, and he won the dunk contest 3 times. Nate Robinson, I'm pretty sure, is 5'10". Though he's still taller than me. Actually, Nate Robinson might even... No, maybe he is a little shorter. Let me see. How tall is Nate Robinson? 5'9". A little bit taller than me. Yuki plays while also being 5'7". True! Yuki's great. Here, hold on. I always root for him.
He saw Brandon Ingram look at the screen. Said, I'm going to pull the trigger before your eyes get back to me.
Nice poke away from behind. 3-on-2. Behind the bag. Buzelis with the lefty lay off the beautiful feed from...
He's got you by an inch. Yeah, it's fine, though. I want Yuki to be good so bad. I think Yuki's good. I don't think he's going to actually have, like, a strong career or anything in the league. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll find a nice position as a role player. Maybe he'll come into his own. But I don't think it'll ever be over, like, just simple role player. You think you could last a full game? Oh, easily, bro. I actively play pickup. And we go longer than normal NBA games. We go for hours. I ain't worried about that. Brother, you vomited during the presidential fitness test. That was after a big meal, and that was before we started getting back into playing basketball actively. That doesn't count. That should be good. Alright. Ooh, the ankles are feeling good.
There we go.
Rejuvenated. Gotta give the old ankles some time to cool down. Wow. Ow. 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 I ended up going outside and puking into the storm drain. It happened. Doomsday is upon us. Nostradamus tried to warn us, but we plugged our ears and refused to listen. But now, we have been dragged kicking and screaming into the end times. Pranksters found AI. Or at least one of them did. This one courageous soul bravely peeled himself away from his daily routine of eating glue to use AI to have an overwhelmingly negative impact on strangers' days. Full disclosure though, I don't think every video they've posted doing this prank is real. Because some of them are just so outrageous that I find it hard to believe that he wouldn't have had his ass beaten right then and there for doing it. So I take all of them with a grain of salt, but what he's showcasing is very much something that can be done, and I have seen other videos of others doing to a lesser degree. This guy, however, has made it his entire identity to do these AI pranks. So he's the one that I want to talk about today to show.
Do you know that guy in the blue shirt that was sitting right behind you? He was like going up behind you and like kissing you in the back of the neck. I recorded it. That guy, right? Mm-hmm. Look. He did it with...
That's crazy.
What this guy does isn't really a prank. Fundamentally, what he's doing is he's framing innocent strangers for crimes they didn't commit. He has, I think, 28 of these. It's basically all he does now is these AI pranks. And I don't know how what he's doing isn't a crime in and of itself. Because this is going to lead to an innocent person getting arrested. No doubt in my mind. In this one right here, what he's doing is he's going up to a stranger, claiming that another stranger that was sitting near him was kissing the back of his neck. A sexual assault. And then he shows him a video of it and is convincing the guy that it happened and is goading him to confront that gentleman, who did not do this, by the way. This is all an AI-generated video that he is now trying to fan the flames of an actual fucking fist fight for. So even if this one is fake, which I have a hard time believing this one in particular is, because an employee even gets involved in there, and I feel like they probably wouldn't participate in shit like this. But even if it is fake, What he's showing here is something very real. You can just manipulate videos of innocent people doing crimes, and it's going to be very hard for them to defend themselves, especially because it looks as though he's mainly doing this to elderly people that probably don't know about this kind of technology, so how the fuck could they even possibly argue their innocence?
What you did to me like that?
I kissed him in the back of the neck.
You did?
Yeah. Is that you?
I didn't even get touch this guy.
That was a lie.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see me touch this guy?
Look at that camera.
Oh my God, where'd that come from?
Him.
Him.
No.
He.
Him.
No, it didn't.
Yes,
You
sir.
did.
I didn't kiss nobody in the back of the neck.
That's right there.
That's weird.
That's weird.
So they can't really argue against him because he's showing them a video of what happened and convincing everyone else that this is a real video. And eventually it's going to lead to one of these people getting arrested or getting beaten up. Like in this case right here, that guy who felt violated, who's to say he didn't just start swinging on this man after seeing this video? Again, assuming of course this is real and not with like paid actors, which I'm leaning towards it being authentic here. I think there's too many moving parts, as well as like someone who does appear to be an employee coming over. I do think he did this to just random strangers. And if that is the case, then this could have gone severely off the rails, all based on a manipulated video here that's not real. And this corny goofball has the audacity to say that these are harmless pranks and that what he's doing is, you know, basically a righteous effort as an AI social experiment to raise awareness on how AI can be dangerous. But you homunculus, everyone knows that. This is a very legitimate fear a ton of people have, where someone like you could fake a video of them committing a crime to get them in trouble. This isn't some valuable PSA. This is something people already know about and are already worried about. There's absolutely nothing educational about just framing these innocent people as criminals or like sexual degenerates or something, or trying to like have them fight each other like fucking fisticuffs, all based on AI generated videos. That doesn't do anything besides just have an overwhelmingly negative effect on these strangers.
When you guys are like taking forever, he got mad and like went back there. Is he allowed to go back there?
First off, I didn't go back there. Who the fuck are you?
The joke is these people panic thinking that they're about to be punished, maybe even go to jail, all based off a video they know can't be real but can't explain its existence because they don't know about AI tech. So this guy is now being framed for going into the back after getting angry or something, and all he's saying is like, I didn't do that. Who the fuck are you? Little did he know he was in the presence of the alpha goober here who likes to pretend that he's some kind of saint. But what he's actually doing, assuming these are real, which this one definitely feels real, what he's actually doing is just exploiting elderly people, treating them like props in his videos for the sake of making them the punchline of his joke of, haha, they don't know this is AI and I've made them look like criminals and they can't explain it, ha ha ha, they look so stupid. So that way he can get some Instagram clout.
So I got like a couple calls saying there's like a man in here like popping, like stealing stuff out of people's pockets.
Yeah. Can we see the video?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes, man.
So you didn't have a wallet or anything?
No, it's right here.
I have no problem calling out the damn person that did it. He's in your butt.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Enemy spotted.
Here he's actually going up to store staff about a stranger pickpocketing one of the employees. Again, this is a crime. They even all go together as a group to confront this guy they think stole from this man or was attempting to. Who's to say they wouldn't have just called the police right then and there and this innocent man being taken away in handcuffs? Now, I imagine at that point he probably would have stepped in and said it's an AI-generated video. Maybe, but maybe he wouldn't. Maybe he would be afraid that then he'd be in trouble. So maybe he'd just keep his fucking mouth shut and that guy would then go to jail all based on this AI-generated video. It's terrifying. Not only is he trying to suckle from the titty of clout, but he's also just trying to promote some dogshit website that's probably a scam. It's why he has his watermark plastered all over the place there, and in every single one of these videos he is shamelessly shilling for that site constantly. I imagine it is a fraudulent website based on this guy's behavior and the way that it gets discussed here, which should be further evidence to this guy's true motives not being something positive about AI awareness, but instead to get Instagram followers and money through his affiliate partnership here with that site that he is constantly plugging. Now again, there is a chance that this is all scripted, but I find ones like these hard to believe that he would have the wherewithal to fake it and be able to get this many people on board with it. Because that does appear to be like actual Sprouts staff. Like, they are wearing a uniform. They are coming from the back of the store. This is not a set, it doesn't seem. This Instagram account is not nearly big enough to have some kind of soundstage out there in LA to put together like a Sprouts studio look. Like, it's not fucking Pluribus here or anything. Like, it feels like he is actually at Sprouts. Those are actually employees, and they do legitimately go confront that guy. It feels real.
Into a team member's pocket.
I didn't reach into his pocket.
We got a complaint, we received it, and you magically get this on camera and you're reaching into one of my team members' pocket.
I swear that's not me.
The odds of that same shirt, though.
Mm-hmm. What the? I don't know what the hell's going on. I did not go in his pocket. This is not making any sense to me. This is ridiculous. I did not touch his pockets or his pants. So I don't know what the hell this is.
Now, one thing I will say is he shows 2 different AI-generated videos here for the evidence about what happened. And it feels like it should be obvious that something's very fishy there. Like, surely the employee would have felt something or, something like that. Like, it doesn't make sense. But I also could see a side of things where they have these videos from a customer who's making this complaint about being, witness to a crime. So they're acting on that information without really like thinking too deeply on it because they have this evidence here. So they confront that customer who seems very confused by it. I do think his reaction is less than I would have expected it to be when so many people kind of like gank him here about like him stealing or attempting to steal from an employee. But overall, I just can't imagine this one being like faked. Like maybe he's in on it, so he's just playing along. But in that case, wouldn't he be worried about facing repercussions? Because those do appear to be real employees. And like I said, if they did alert authorities and authorities showed up, would this guy have piped up and said like, oh no, it's an AI generated video, I made it all up, it's fake? I don't think he would have, because I bet he would have been worried that the cops would turn around and like throw him in cuffs for like falsifying evidence or something, because it is a misleading testimony, it's fake, and all of it is geared towards getting this guy in trouble for the sake of his Instagram prank. Now, while I can't say for 100% certain whether or not all of these are real or not, what is real is pranksters are integrating AI into their dog shit. The ones that I've seen arising on TikTok that I think some of you have probably already seen by now are people that are AI generating like fake IDs of employees to show them and be like, look at this, I found your ID, that kind of thing. And it's like very quick in and out, and they like laugh at them for not knowing how that's possible, which is trash, but it's not to this level. This is the only account I've seen doing AI pranks like this. And if they're real, it's extremely dangerous. And if they're fake, he's still a loser for doing this anyway. What the fuck is the point in faking pranks on something people already know can happen? It's not even entertaining. Like, it's just lame, and it is just preying on the fear of what this technology can do. It's not raising awareness because people already know about it. It is very easy to generate this kind of shit. It is just useless. It is solely here as a vessel for him to promote his Instagram and his affiliate website that he is constantly just throwing out there. Because I'm guessing he makes a few bucks from people that get referred to it. It's trash. Like, even if it's fake, it's still dog shit. But anyway, I wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's really it. So, yeah. AI everything. It's coming. Literally everything. Even in the most useless circumstances, AI is being ham-fisted into it. Soon, your silverware is going to be AI integrated, where it'll be telling you, Charles, it seems like you're looking for an awfully big portion of this spaghetti here. Are you looking to put on pounds? Like shaming you or something if you're eating too much food. Like, everything is getting AI. Millions of dollars going into the most useless implementations of AI imaginable, because it's just this gold rush that has broken the brains of every tech company on the planet. Last night I learned about, of course, the Razer Goon Tube. Then there's the Sony AI patent that will play the games for you if you blow major ass at gaming. There's also the HyperX brain reader AI headset. Like, it's all just so fucking fundamental trash. Like, even from a conceptual standpoint, they are just terrible ideas that AI does nothing to actually improve anything with what they're pitching here. It just makes shit worse and makes everything more expensive for consumers. It sucks. So let's see a little bit more about it, huh? You saw Razer's new AI waifu hologram. It's called Project Ava. Just like an Alexa, but your little AI assistant. Let's take a peek. Project Ava, Razer's AI gaming assistant, has physical form now. Whoopee! Wow. For gamers who want their backseat gamer to be a little cute. For those who need a refresher, Project Ava is Razer's real-time gaming co-pilot, an AI assistant that essentially acts as a backseat gamer for you. While you're playing, Ava, represented here by a character named Kira, offers live advice, tips, and commentary overlaid directly on your screen as the game unfolds. It's coaching, but with a personality and a face. There's a trailer for it. You can change the waifu into Faker. You can change the hold on, maybe I was too quick to judge. You can change the waifu into Faker.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Morning, Joey. You were snoring again. Definitely wear your favorite green jacket. Look, now we're really vibing.
That's the saddest shit I've seen in my fucking life, man. My heart breaks for someone who purchases this and relies on this kind of interaction. It is designed to keep you inside forever and away from human beings.
I think you're onto something.
Whole day, soldier. We need more air support.
Yeah.
Whoa, clean shot. Nice one.
Oof. Maybe aim for the head next time? Break line of sight.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want my fucking AI assistant to be sassy and insulting me while I'm playing League of Legends and feeding in mid lane. That's what I'm looking for. Thank God.
Switch to burst fire mid-range.
GG, that was amazing. Ready to go again? This is Project Ava, your AI desk companion.
Oh! I hope Faker got paid millions for that. AI girlfriend gonna point out every missed CS. Have you tried killing the cannon minion? It'll give you an advantage in lane. PC's gonna cost 10k because of the AI goon jar. True. It is like a little fucking goon tube in here, huh? Very cool. They have a camera installed on it for some reason. How else are they gonna know if you're hitting those nasty headshots? And if they can't see it, they can't offer incredible advice such as, have you tried switching to burst fire for mid-range? Or whatever the guy said. It needs the camera. What, you think it's gonna be like spying on you or something? Why would it do that? It makes no... You sound crazy. You sound crazy. It's for the sake of helping you game, brother. It's your AI assistant. It wants to see you as much as you want to see it. Bringing her to Dave & Buster's so she can backseat me at the Crane Games. Oh my god. That's unlocking the full potential. Bring her to the casino to gamble. Well, she wouldn't be able to help you gamble. That'd be a worthless use. Have you seen the news of PlayStation AI patent could see games play themselves when players get stuck? Sony AI patent will see PlayStation games play themselves when players are stuck. AI-generated ghost player assistants would help out players who can't progress in a game. As described in patent documents, Ghost Player would see players call down an AI-generated ghost version of the player character, which could either play out the solution to a particular part of the level or complete it entirely. Originally filed in 2024, World Intellectual Property Organization published an international status report on the patent this week. For example, if a player were stuck on a puzzle in an Uncharted game, then they should just stop playing games forever. Holy shit, that would be beyond tragic. The guide mode would seemingly present an AI-controlled Nathan Drake demonstrating the solution before the player did it themselves. The complete mode would simply complete the section for the player. I just don't even... What would even be the fucking point in playing? I don't get it. Just, if you're that stuck, just look up a gameplay video of it on YouTube. Look up like a fucking walkthrough. Grow up. Oh my god, what a huge waste of time and resources to make a ghost player. Oh my god, this is our reality. Oh my god. Holy ads. I'm so tired of you guys not appreciating good ad placement. We still have unused space for more ads. So you're not even getting the worst of it here. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's only 8. And only one auto-playing ad. I can even see the article here. Like, well, pieces of it. Also in AI news, HyperX just revealed an AI gaming headset that can read your mind and make you play faster. HyperX reveals headset that uses AI to read your brain and make you faster. Great news in gaming here. Nothing but positives, huh? HyperX and Neurable revealed the collaboration that has given way to AI-powered sensor-fitted neurotechnological gaming headset. It uses non-invasive sensors to read brain waves and encourage gamers to boost their performance. The combination of HyperX peripheral technology and Neurable's cognitive monitoring solutions endeavors to give players insights into their real-time brain performance and reduce their reaction times. Whoa, that's so cool. It was claimed that testing participants resulted in an improved reaction time of around 43 milliseconds on average, a number that was made even more pronounced by testing the headset with pro esports players. A promising future of gaming, one where understanding your mind becomes as natural as understanding your mechanics by making brain-computer interfaces intuitive and invisible inside the tools players already use. We're proving that neuroscience can meaningfully elevate performance and transform the way people play. We've always been about empowering power players with the best technology to play, and now with our strategic collaboration with Neurable, we look forward to giving more insight into how one's cognitive skills and focus impacts their gameplay to ultimately make them as competitive as possible. Am I understanding this correctly? So it doesn't actually do anything to jolt your brain into being faster. It's giving you data on your reaction times and stuff? Is that what it is? It's giving you insight into how your cognitive skills and focus impact your gameplay? Which, to me, feels pretty fucking obvious. But I guess hard numbers maybe helps someone out there. I don't need to know that my reflexes are shit. See, that's what, I don't see how it helps you improve your reaction time by just giving you the data. I can also get my reaction time data by going to, humanbenchmark.com and testing it. I don't see how this improves reaction time by, on average, 43 milliseconds. But shit. Who am I to doubt the power of AI? Imagine the superhuman you could be if you combined all of these. AI gaming headset for reaction time, AI goon tube for backseat gaming, and the AI patent to play the game for you. You would be the next Faker. It's like Lawnmower Man. It is very much like Lawnmower Man. Actually, that's a good point to bring up. How are gaming companies prepared to deal with fake AI players? They're not. They just literally are not. They can't even deal with human cheaters right now, let alone AI bots that play their games. There's nothing they will be able to do to stop it. And all online gaming will suffer when that becomes more commonplace. You think this is also geared towards accessibility and disabled players for Sony, that is? I could see that argument in some capacity, but it's not the accessibility it's offering is more so we'll just complete it for you. That's kind of the antithesis to accessibility. I actually think all of the accessibility that Microsoft has done is in a good direction. I know I poo-poo on Microsoft all the time, but I am actually always impressed with how seriously they take accessibility controls for disabled gamers. This is not really that. This is just giving you the solutions or doing it for you. It's not really an accessibility tool. Why do we need this when they already have Atreus telling me how to solve a puzzle? That's true, they already did accomplish this without AI. They didn't need patents for Atreus just vomiting out every solution. What's the difference between watching a video and watching AI do it for the solution, though? The difference of millions and millions and millions of dollars in resources poured into the AI doing it for you when you can just for free right now without any big detrimental effect on the industry, type in YouTube Uncharted walkthrough for whatever you're stuck on. That's the big difference. You hear NVIDIA is reproducing 3060 GPUs? I saw the headline, I forgot to look into that. I wonder if they're going to be the same price that they were back when it first released. My gut tells me probably not. Why do you think Valve cares so much about something being AI or not compared to other companies? For me, it's a pretty obvious answer to that. I don't even know if it's the right answer, but maybe it's just because of my faith in the company. Valve has shown for almost 2 decades now that it really does value a good product. It values the consumer, and that's why it has a de facto monopoly on PC gaming. People just choose Valve despite there being alternatives. No one goes to them because Valve is just the gold standard. It actually is just the most consumer-friendly platform in the space, period. So I feel like Valve understands that the consumer wants to be informed on if the product uses AI. So Valve gives you the tools to see that yourself and make your own decisions if that means something to you. Whereas other companies, they make all those decisions and don't give a fuck about like what the consumers or players actually want. It's all about how they can squeeze money out of them. That's what I think. It could be wrong though. But I feel like Valve has a very good track record when it comes to just like actually delivering a quality product. Because there is literally no reason why every company wouldn't just follow Valve's example when it comes to AI. Just tell the consumers if this is an AI game. If they don't like AI games, they won't play it. If they like AI games, they'll buy it and play it. There is nothing wrong with giving consumers more information. That is a good thing, no matter how you spin it. Keeping it a secret, that's shady, that's scummy. Remember, Valve started Battle Pass. Did they? I don't think they were the first. What they did start, though, is gaming gambling. The loot boxes. they started that one. They opened Pandora's box there. I don't know about the Battle Pass, though. The Dota 2 compendiums were the first Battle Passes. I think all of this started with Bethesda trying to sell us horse armor. It would have always ended up this way. Bethesda was just the first one to do it. There's no world where gaming evolving into the absolute juggernaut industry it is today wouldn't have been exploited in the exact same way, with or without horse armor. Yeah, that's how we got on this subject, was talking about Project Ava. That's how we went down this fucking rabbit hole. It is such... I hate it. It's so ass. I really do not even see who this in particular is for. I don't. Outside of Gooners. Like, I mean, like, the target demographic it's looking for is, like, gamers looking to improve their gaming and also have, like, a social companion. But I don't see it ever being utilized for that. It will absolutely just be, like, a replacement friend. Who the fuck is going to want AI to backseat game them forever? Offering snarky remarks like, have you tried hitting your headshots? Sounds like shit. You lack empathy. I don't know if that's a meme or not. I've said this a million times. My heart fucking breaks for the people that are growing up with this kind of thing being normalized and like their main socialization coming through a computer screen, not being able to connect to human beings. I have so much empathy for that. 1,000,000%. Which is why I advocate so strongly for disconnecting, bucking the trend of relying on AI to be your pathway into the world, or what you think is the world, and instead going out and actually trying to make meaningful connections with human beings and socialize with real people. You sound like the Unabomber. Was the Unabomber talking about AI GoonTubes too? I haven't read his manifesto in a while. I can't recall if that was one of his big pillars. Ironically, there's another AI waifu hologram made for lonely people. It's called Lepro Amy. It's designed specifically for emotional intimacy. Surely that will help all of the lonely people. That's the solution. To isolate further. Can't say I've heard of this one. Lepro Amy? Oh yeah, this was also announced at CES. And it is also another goon tube. Well, I guess not fully a tube. You'd have to like pop that off, which it doesn't seem like would be very easy. UproAmy, a device the Chinese company openly markets not just as AI companion, but an AI soulmate. Oh, good idea. There was no live demo as the show floor was too loud, according to staff, which felt oddly fitting for a product meant to simulate emotional intimacy. Even silent, Amy drew a crowd. Very cool. What do you mean you remain unconvinced that people don't need an AI friend or soulmate? That's why we're born in this world, to find our AI soulmate. And then die in front of it, fucking 80 years completely alone, living off Doritos and pizza and broken dreams. That's the utopia. Wasn't there a movie about that? There's a few movies about that, but there's one people always reference, the Joaquin Phoenix one. Her, I think. A guy who married Miku is just living in 2025. Oh man, that guy was so ahead of his time. What was his name? I can't even remember now. The guy who married Miku a few years back? Yeah, this guy. He saw the vision. He knew where we were heading. And now we locked down Miku so no one else can have her. Didn't he get sad when Miku underwent maintenance? Yeah, that was actually... This whole story is really sad. Like, it is like legitimately sad. But you're referencing when they brought her down for like a patch or something, so his wife basically died for a little while. The whole thing is like legitimately actually sad though. Alright, today at the round table it's going to be a science discussion as well as an experiment potentially. Can you freeze a fart? What are your thoughts going into this?
Why?
Because someone's got to do the groundbreaking research.
Yeah. Depends on the pressure of the chamber that you're releasing into.
Yeah. So when I was initially brainstorming, so it was an evolution. It started with a fart delivery where I'd go to Matt's house and fart into the Ring doorbell.
Great.
But I usually can't do that audibly, so I probably would have ended up shitting my pants and it'd be like a ding dong shitch. So I was like, there's got to be an extension of this idea.
Well, when you say freeze a fart, do you mean like you now have a fart snowball, or
yeah,
do you mean like you want to be able to open a jar and the sound of the same fart going out?
What I was envisioning is I would fart, and while it's still like the fumes, it'd be frozen.
My theory is smarter people than us can do it.
Yeah.
And more so than more brain cells, it's more technology at their disposal.
We could get Jamie Heineman on it, I think.
Here's the thing. We're going to fart into a container.
Right.
Container.
Amaranth proved the theory. You can do that.
Right.
Yeah,
although I will say once again, we did not smell the fart. Our jar was empty.
Yeah. That was just an empty jar.
We got scammed. Oh, here's the method. You fart into a jar.
Yeah.
The jar goes into the bag that you vacuum seal, because you can't just vacuum seal the fart. The fart comes out.
Yeah.
You need the fart contained in the vacuum sealed bag.
Of course.
That gets dipped into the liquid nitrogen, which from looking online will freeze some of the fart gases, but not all of them.
Will it freeze the gases or just the particles? Like
gases.
The solid part. It will freeze the gases.
It seems like the
solid
two
particles, brother. It's a fart. Am I right?
They were saying there will be poop particles.
That's what's. I mean, that is what.
There's going to be like flakes of poop. That's the fart shit. Yeah. So that's.
It's really, if you think of it, it's like the base of a soup.
It's the broth.
What the fuck do you mean by that?
It's like debris.
It's like the miso paste that you put in there. Yeah.
It's the miso paste in your soup.
Because it's a gas. You can
naturally.
You can put it in you can make it condensate.
That's what I'm saying.
Liquid.
Yeah. It is a issue of density, because like water becomes a gas and it becomes a cloud, and if you scoop up a cloud and freeze it, it turns into snow. That's what snow is. It's frozen cloud. So the idea is that you need to get enough fart together to make a literal fart cloud that you freeze into shit snow.
Well, no, because you're already in that you're talking about a gaseous state. We are producing it in a gaseous state.
All right, I'll
translate what Drew says. We need to fart in Matt's pool, is what he's saying.
So Ryan has had this idea, and I think this is stronger than whatever we're trying to do here is going into a body of water really and just catching the bubbles.
The problem
Matt's
is you
pool.
can't
Matt's hot
catch
tub.
the bubble. You're getting water.
There's got to be a way to create a vacuum
just
in the
catch
jar
them. You can do that.
to catch the air.
You
There's
hold
got to
the
be
jar
a way
upside
to do
down, and then we just try to catch Charlie's farts like the bubbles, like a little mini game.
Yeah.
It's like a Wario.
Well, here's the thing.
With enough jars, we could do it.
You can fill the jar with water and then fart into it because the fart will push into the jar and push the water out.
Okay. If we were going to UT and we had a like science department behind us,
which we will be.
Yeah.
They have a pool.
We have solid ceramic, not ceramic, but like glass box with a little pump on the end of it
that you connect to your butt.
You will do that, but first you get a vacuum that sucks out all the air.
Yeah.
It is a perfect vacuum in there, as close as we can get humanly.
It's got it.
Then we attach a hose to our ass to put it blue, and we fart. And this is going to take a couple weeks probably to fill this whole little thing up with
That's
fart.
the thing, is the quantity issue, I think.
Yeah, so we take a little bit of time. We let them get real stinky in there, then liquid nitrogen all around it.
And
Let's get Nile red.
So liquid nitrogen is only cold enough to freeze like 2 of the gases.
So we're
that
filter
comprise-
freezing farts.
Right.
Okay.
You're taking out some of the fart components.
Is there something to farting into like a vacuum cleaner? So suck it up and contain it. Is there something there? I don't know. It just popped into my brain.
Are you asking would it be funny? Because if you stopped at vacuum, I was like yes. And then you added cleaner, and I was like no.
Just like basically like you just like.
Whoa, wait.
Take like the shop vac, put it up to Aaron's ass, let him fart. It just goes into the vacuum,
If
right?
we move
Now we've
forward
got
with this idea, imagine we have a vacuum. We hold it up to an ass. We fart into it. We do this 500 times. You pull out the filter. What's there? Poop? Or is there like fart essence attached to the filter? Because then you don't even need to freeze it.
The soul, yeah.
It's fart extract.
Yeah. Is if we do that, if Charlie then goes to Matt's house, puts it in the microwave, or throws it at his door or whatever, then you're just throwing poop, and that is fucked up.
Yeah.
If you can keep it at
no longer a joke.
it becomes solid, and that's gross.
It's bioterrorism.
I wouldn't do that anymore because Chase had a really good point. Like, we could unfreeze the fart in 3,000 years.
That's true. Cool. Running off of my theory of farting into a vacuum cleaner, you could then reverse it and blow up balloons with it and then freeze those.
Yeah, exactly. You put the filter on the other end, you blow through the filter, you've now created a non-human fart. You've extracted the human element.
That's true.
Literally the soul of the fart.
We could just fart on like a screen or poop on a screen, smear it around, and then put it in front of a fan
and blow air.
And now we have a manufactured fart.
That's
This is the most evil thing the warehouse has ever done.
I don't think I like where this video is going.
The manufacturing of fart's a pretty good idea because you could do that you just need a fan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I think we're losing. Oh, sorry. Go
If
ahead.
we could fart into a chamber and then apply pressure to it,
Yes.
like an immense amount of pressure, it will condensate into a liquid
From a
that can
fart
Yes, that
black
is
hole.
true. That is true.
that can then be frozen.
I think that's actually a harder experiment.
I agree.
This is not,
100%, but it is more pure.
this is not the experiment we're doing, but I think it would be really cool if we farted, had scientists.
End of sentence.
If we fart, if we poop. Farts have. Everyone always, as a kid, they were always like, cow farts have methane and stuff.
Yeah,
Do
right.
Human farts have.
I'm nearly 100%
Yeah.
certain.
We do
of
make-
it.
Has anyone ever tried slamming fart particles together in like an
like the
accelerator?
LHC?
Large Hadron Collider? Yeah, that would be
I
good.
know you guys are working
Well,
on
no.
black holes.
A brown hole.
Because then that opens the portal to the poop dimension.
There has to be.
It literally
I think
has
it
to be
is
the
pool.
It
It is
literally
pool.
has to be the pool.
Yeah.
Once again, though, you're not doing that without getting water, and that destroys the experiment.
It's also.
You can displace water, but here's the thing: if there's enough fart concentrated in one direction, we will get some.
What's wrong?
once
What's
again-
wrong with the little water in the jar?
Yeah,
when
It's
you're
not
freezing?
going to be a little water.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, if you fart enough, it'll fill up the jar.
We're either doing
have to fill
some
the whole
water
jar
or
with farts.
some air.
I think if we're doing this, we need to do bathtub because chlorinated water is going to fuck up the fart. The chlorine is
That's
going
true,
to kill
that's
the
true,
fart.
that's true, that's
Like,
true, that's
And we don't want to mix chlorine gas with our gas. You don't know.
Definitely.
That's
don't
mustard
do
gas.
that.
Yeah,
You're getting into Monsanto territory.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
we don't want to deal
Wait,
with
do
that.
you guys want me to go ahead and order Taco Bell for everybody?
Hey, do we have ice cream? I'll beat you to it.
The engine.
If you just feed Ryan lactose, we'll
Yeah, it's bad.
Well,
Here's the thing. We also have a 3D printer. Can we print the shape of someone's ass perfectly to make a perfect seal where
Like
they
a
can just
mold?
sit on like a mold and then fart and then it has nowhere to go except into
And then put
the
a rubber
apparatus?
seal, like a gasket.
Yeah,
around
yeah.
the
side. The issue here is is it better to have less ass or more ass?
All right, wait.
That's an easy.
I'm figuring this out. I'm going back to my whiteboard.
Oh no, God, the whiteboard. Oh no.
If we're
Yeah.
using a whiteboard in these, can we get one that isn't see-through that
You
you
want me
can't
to do
actually?
it on the wall
Yes.
with the whiteboard?
100%. Because you just can't see that on camera.
Just right on the wall.
Here, it's got whiteboard.
Wait, behind Charlie, by Shrek.
No, this has whiteboard paint.
paint on it.
Okay.
Is that why
Sort
there's
of.
writing that's not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't erase.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So it's just
Well, the problem's the texture. Let's switch gears. How do we get this off the wall? Have you ever played the latest Bloons Tower Defense? You know, there's the spike thrower like that.
Yeah.
We do this. Center container,
We're all farting into the same container.
multiple tubes.
It's like a hookah, but in reverse.
It's hookah for your ass. It's reverse ass hookah. It's the communal fart. Into vacuum sealed thing. Once we have enough, you clip the hoses. You've got that into the vat of liquid.
Okay.
The Geneva Convention was invented for this exact reason.
Stay down.
It'll stay down.
The best part is I think the only way it works is if you are farting with your ass in the air, because if you're just sitting on something and fart into a tube, it will never go up. Like the tube has to be going straight like upwards. So you're gonna have to fart like this.
Yeah.
To make sure. No.
Well, imagine there's also a cue here where, like, if everybody farts 300 times, if we spend hours, it's got to push. Like, the gas has to move.
No, it will move up.
No.
It will move up if it has, because it's lighter than air, it will go up into the device. So as long as the tubes are vertical, it will go up into.
So we essentially, I am picturing this. We should give this
We should make like a device, a toilet, basically a fart toilet. That you strap in and then it rotates you upside down, so you're like strapped in.
Going into the warehouse, Charlie's fucking suspended, and there's just a container up here with a hose to his ass.
It's like a centrifuge.
I was gonna say, we're thinking about this the wrong way. We're thinking we have to go up or down. You got to flip the axis. You start spinning around in a centrifuge and it sucks all the fart like to the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like something a Morton Joe would have in like his lair.
He's got his concubine of like women, and he's like, "You can't birth me, my perfect son. Get in the fart centrifuge."
If we're gonna create this fart milking apparatus, I think we should revisit the vacuum idea, because then we don't have to worry about the orientation or like the axis.
True.
Yeah, it's just
The problem with the
problem is
it would create a vacuum seal to your asshole.
If you vacuum seal into your ass, you will just pull your organs out of your body.
That is true. The other thing is, a vacuum, even though it's in the name, a vacuum is not a vacuum.
It's also not airtight.
Yeah.
What are you even talking about? It's a vacuum.
It's not about creating a vacuum. It's just like,
It's about the sucking.
It's about the suction.
I see. But it's gonna
suck your organs out of your
body. Fart's gonna go bye-bye.
If we have to prolapse our anuses for science.
No, what if we make a dry ice freezer?
Yeah, we need a
with glass.
We need
so we
a
can see
vacuum chamber.
Yeah, so we can
All of our problems are solved with a vacuum chamber.
if you've got a vacuum, reach out to us.
And a vacuum chamber also solves the thing that Chase has been saying the whole time. Pressure is a massive factor that we can abuse to make it easier or harder to solidify the fart.
Forcibly condensate it.
Yes.
So that it's in liquid form, so then we can just
At that point, could we just keep pressing it tighter until it's a solid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Theoretically, I don't think we could do it.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point, I feel like at some point the boiling point of the fart becomes an issue, right?
Damn.
Because at a high pressure, the boiling point changes.
Right.
Or is it that at low pressure?
So is it going to explode?
But
if we press a fart too hard, will it explode? That's the next question.
It's like a toy fart. It farts itself.
Put it under a hydraulic press.
I was looking it up to see the freezing point of like the gases in fart, like the sulfur gas, the methane and stuff, and all of them freeze too low. Because I was gonna say if we did get it to like -200 somehow, the air could stay gaseous and the fart could all solidify around, and we'd have a beautiful fart snow falling.
Is it poetic or disgusting that when Matt was drawing his theoretical device that now it looks like a butthole?
I think that's
I thought that's what he was going
happy coincidence.
Yeah, I think that's a
very happy coincidence. I just got a lot more info. If you have a lab and you want to help us with this,
A lab would be helpful.
Yeah,
a lab would be nice.
It's definitely possible.
It is small
we
lab
just
somewhere, like the Department of Fartology. They just like burst open the doors, papers are flying. They're like, gentlemen,
we're back.
We've been summoned.
Needles, we just jab our intestines and pull, and we're done.
We need the scream extractor from Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
But for buttholes. That's what I was thinking, and then I was like, my blood isn't going to get out of the way for that, sadly. I'm going to be putting the needle in. I'm going to be like, can I get to the fart? And my capillaries are going to be like, no, sorry, I can't move today.
But I can't allow you.
Osmosis Jones is going to be like, go, move the fart. Get it to the
They just here for one thing.
Burn the farts. They're coming for the farts. Flush the farts.
Like the SpongeBob meme he's throwing
All right, we'll see you from Matt's pool.
See you at NASA.
Either my pool or NASA.
One or the other.
We definitely are going to keep talking about this after the camera.
Yeah, the data center that everyone's talking about is the Kevin O'Leary one, 40,000 acres here. It will generate as much heat as, I think it was 23 atomic bombs detonating daily. The community did everything they could to voice how much they don't want it, but then they decided, fuck that, we're doing it anyway. So the fossils in power over there were like, yeah, it's alright. We'll unanimously vote it through. 40,000 acres, by the way, is whatever you're picturing, triple it. I feel like most people here can't even fathom what 40,000 acres actually looks like. It is an unbelievable scale.
Concern and outrage in Utah.
For hell's sake, grow up.
There it is, yeah, for hell's sake, grow up. What an interesting expression there, brother. Usually it's for heaven's sake, but this must be one of hell's finest warriors.
Grow up.
Where hundreds of protesters this week flooded this meeting of Box Elder County Commissioners.
Can you be quiet and let our citizens hear what needs to be said, please?
As they voted to move forward with a controversial data center proposal backed by celebrity Canadian businessman Kevin O'Leary.
Fucking worm, man. He's such a worm. Oh my god, and the way he keeps defending it too. Ugh, it's so delusional. He's like, oh, no one's actually against it. They're just being bussed in. They're misled.
Hello, Sharks. Known as Mr. Wonderful on the hit show Shark Tank.
You should do this deal. You have no risk. Just say yes.
O'Leary firing
nice leather jacket.
Testing criticism in this video posted on social media after the vote.
I'm pretty aware of what these concerns are. They are around air, water use, heat. Sustainability is at the heart of what we do in terms of all these proposals. We're not just Utah.
The Stratus Project is a plan to build a 40,000-acre...
Kevin's Canadian, right? Am I remembering that correctly? Isn't this guy Canadian? Yeah, he's Canadian. Because I was listening to some of the other things he was saying about, like, oh, this is exactly what we need in the country, that kind of stuff. Love that. Love that. Thanks, Kevin.
Development
one of us.
Utah's Great Salt Lake, boosted by government tax incentives, and according to a county fact sheet, is eventually expected to generate and consume up to 9 gigawatts of power once completed, a number MIDA, the state entity backing the project, says is more than double Utah's average energy consumption.
Perfect.
Data centers of the old have a bad reputation. They gobble up a lot of water, they use up your power, and then when they're all built, they don't employ many people.
That's very true. I was actually just reading something about one of the larger data centers in the country. I believe it's a Meta data center. It had temp jobs, obviously, for the construction, which they always tout like, oh, it's so many new jobs to the local economy, so many new jobs for the community. It's great, that kind of thing. And then they checked in on that Meta data, I'm pretty sure it was Meta, data center like a year later. I think they had 150 actual employees for a massive data center. And then some of the other ones that are on the smaller side had 25. So they don't actually employ a significant working force. It's a complete scam. It is completely a scam.
This is not that. Power usage is completely self-contained.
The project's potential environmental impact sparking much of the outrage.
And we're losing land, we're losing water, and we're losing air quality.
This has the footprint in the valley of 2,000 Walmart supercenters. That's the physical footprint. If you want the energy footprint, it's 40,000 Walmart supercenters in this one small valley.
As plans for other large data centers proposed across the country have led to heated debate.
Remove this person that's heckling.
O'Leary now casting doubt on the pushback in Utah.
We think over 90% of the protesters are actually not people that live in Utah or Box Elder County. They're being bussed in.
By who? Who would bust them in? We have to fight this data center. Who? All of the rich people that would even be able to afford to do that are all gung-ho on these data centers, Kevin. It is solely for fucking goober demons like you to profit off of. So who the fuck would even be bussing them in? All of them are constantly lobbying for data centers. All of the rich people that would be able to afford 90% of these protesters being bussed across the country. So they wouldn't do that. It's all a scam. And it's painfully clear that the politicians don't actually care about, like, the people here. Outright denying them, then they leave after getting overwhelmingly booed for it so they can go unanimously pass it in private. It's such a sham. No one here in Utah wants it. The actual communities these data centers are built in do not want these things. They make it clear. Like, it's not like people are quiet about it. When data centers move in, they are constantly pushing back and fighting. But since all of these politicians are in the pockets of the people that are building it, they just force it through anyway. And then there are checkups, like there's been enough that have been around long enough that you do have data, so you can see the impact that it's had on some of the local communities where they've been there for a little while. It is significantly higher prices on energy, water, also reduced quality of water in certain ones that I've seen. Like, it is bad. It is genuinely horrible for the people there, and it gives them no benefit. Because again, they run so lean, they don't actually hire a lot of workers. One of the biggest ones in the country, again, I'm pretty sure it was Meta, only employs, I think, 150 full-time employees. Everything else was temp jobs. So you get nothing. You get actually nothing for this. It moves into your community, jacks up your prices, and fucks you in the face. Clean water is overrated. True! Give me the AI runoff sludge. That way I can drink it happily knowing that it was used to generate a picture of me in a bikini on Twitter. What are data centers used for? Genuinely everything around AI. Like, computing, everything. Like, it is a giant hub for all of it. So that way they can use the infrastructure, so they also sell that to, like, the military and things like that. That way they can utilize it. Oh yeah, I mean, it's not exclusively AI. Like, I know a lot of, like, cloud computation and stuff and storage, I know. But that's the bulk of it. The reason why we're experiencing the boom is AI. Data centers aren't, like, brand new, but the reason they're exploding like this is solely because of AI. We'll talk about the hantavirus in a little bit, but no, it's not. From everything I've read, I don't think there's a chance for it to be a pandemic or anything like that. It doesn't seem like it's conducive to that kind of spread. Very scary virus, though, in general. It's a scary thing. What's crazy is, genuinely, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, I was ranting and raving about how much I hate the idea of cruises. Oh, you know what? It was the Northern Lion Super Cruise. I was going on about how much I hate the idea of cruises. And look at how vindicated I am. I'm telling you, man. Cruises are fucking gross. That's just your irrational fear. It's not. I actually don't have a fear of cruises. I just hate the idea of it. It's just trash. It is genuinely being stranded on a floating prison. I hate the idea of it. And if there's anyone that gets sick, fucking everyone's getting sick. Poop cruise, norovirus, hantavirus, undiscovered viruses, plague. He hates whimsy. If it involves whimsy, he's out. Whimsy is not... That is the worst word to use to describe a cruise. What the fuck is whimsical about just endless gambling and buffets? And motion sickness. That's not whimsical. Speaking of cruises, ship with the contaminated people with viruses coming to port tomorrow. Is that tomorrow? Isn't a cruise ship like the best place for an outbreak to happen? Can't we just keep them there? You would think, but I guess not. I don't see why it needs to dock. Just fucking fly the materials that they need to survive in. Drop them off. I don't really see the necessity for docking. But whatever, I guess. Bill Gates wants round 2. Imagine Bill Gates was the one. Hey man, I guess it's possible. He could have been in there. What's the Disney Cruise stuff? What happened on Disney Cruise? Is that the norovirus outbreak? Because I saw that one too. The Disney Cruise was them filming CSAM. What? What the fuck? How? What a week for cruises. Holy shit. Disney cruise ship staffers among 28 arrested in a massive child porn operation. Holy. Officers with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection boarded 8 cruise ships between April 23rd and April 27th, interviewed 28 workers as part of an ongoing investigation. During the interviews, they confirmed 27 of the 28 individuals had either received, sent, possessed, or transported child pornography, according to the statement. Disney Cruise Line ship was among those that were boarded and where employees were detained in connection with the investigation. In a statement, a Disney Cruise Line spokesperson said the workers were no longer with the company. We have a zero-tolerance policy for this type of behavior and fully cooperated with law enforcement. No shit. Zero tolerance for crime? How strong, Disney? While the majority of these individuals were not from our cruise line, those who were are no longer with the company. Well, hopefully they're in jail. Hopefully they will be in the slammer for the rest of their life. Officials said they included 26 members from the Philippines, 1 from Portugal, and 1 from Indonesia. It wasn't Disney's fault, bro. It wasn't a Disney-sanctioned thing. What? Doesn't matter. Doesn't change the fact that it's a terrible thing and they are Disney employees. I don't think anyone's blaming Mickey Mouse directly for it. One of the key lessons anime teaches its viewers is about the power of friendship and to never give up. There's always hope. But that's fantasy. In real life, you have no friends. Everyone hates you, and One Punch Man Season 3, there is no such thing as hope. Abandon all faith, because this show is just irredeemable, it seems. Episode 5 just aired, which is the one where I was trying so hard to buy into the hopium that the community was spreading about how this is where the budget went. This is what they were saving all of their resources for. Because the first 4 episodes of this show, it wasn't really animated, like, at all. There were a couple moments like Garo fighting for a brief second where they had a few moving frames, but otherwise it's fundamentally still images. You get more movement if you finger through the pages of the One Punch Man manga. Like, you just riffle through the pages, you'll see more movement than you will in the fucking animated show. In Season 3, Episode 5, this was supposed to be the big one. Like, this could have been a peak fight, and people were so desperate to latch on to the titty of faith that this would be good. 'Cause it should be. But it aired, and I haven't seen a single person defend it. The best thing that can be said about episode 5 of One Punch Man is that it's the best episode of the season. But that's like saying a fart is a little less stinky than a shart. Like, sure, that is technically true, but does it make it that much better? Not really. And you can see this reflected in Season 3's rating compared to the previous 2 seasons. It's 5s across the board except for Episode 5, which is a 6.3, which I still think is too high. Like, I think that even for a 6.3, this is overrated. It's just, we've been eating shit for 4 weeks now, and now they served us poop. Yippee. It's not good. And like I said in the last video, I really believe that the main target for Spitballs for this catastrophic, disastrous season should be Bandai. Yes, JC Staff is not the optimal pick for One Punch Man. They should not have been the first round draft pick for Season 3 of One Punch Man, and I imagine they were chosen by Bandai because they were the cheapest option. Yes, the director of Season 3 was not the best pick. This is not his genre. This is not his wheelhouse. But still, there could have been a chance to produce something of high quality here if Bandai was more willing to put some actual fucking elbow grease into this property. A massive property, by the way. I don't even know why they have it when it seems like they just don't want it. Like, they truly just want to just slap garbage out there with it. I don't see why Bandai even has the rights to it. But, like, they still could have made something good here. And there's further evidence to support this game theory of mine here, you know, this fucking crackpot conspiracy theory. because there's an animator named Van Oba, who I think is very talented, who was hyping up episode 5 because he got to work on it. He got to produce some cuts for episode 5 that he was very proud of, and when the episode aired, he got to see them finished for the first time in the show, and he too was very disappointed, even saying how unfortunate it was. So there is clearly a huge disconnect here, because there is talent involved, but there's something going real fucking cattywampus, and there's something that's gone awry, and it's leading to this subpar trash that's being spewed out with season 3. So even someone's great work, like from Van Oba, is not getting a chance to shine here in season 3. I really wanted to show you a couple clips from episode 5 here, because like I said, it is the best of the season so far, but that's such an incredibly low bar. The reason it's the best of the season is because Van Oba did actually make an animated sequence. He actually had some good cuts in here, even though they didn't get utilized super well in the episode. At least there was that. So there was moments where Garo was actually moving for the first time, not just a PNG that was being dragged around like when he fucking slid down the hill, which has become a huge meme now. Like, there were a couple of moments that showed some fluidity. It showed like some glimmer of care here. But the vast majority of the episode is still so incredibly stiff. It looks like me trying to get up my fucking stairs. Everything is like so like robotic and janky looking. Like, it is just, it is not in a good state. At points it just looks embarrassing. It's mainly composed of still images. Even in this episode where this was apparently where like all the nuts went, like this was supposed to be the big one, and it's still just so flat. So the Orochi fight just doesn't hit that hard. Like, it is still the equivalent of me going picture, picture, picture. Did you enjoy my animation? It just makes me so upset. Like, the final sequence of Garo vs. Orochi here in the episode is like one-to-one with the manga panels, where Garo's in the air, about to deliver a big blow, then it cuts to his face, and then it cuts to him in the wall. And in the manga, I think that works just fine. I think it's very hype in the manga. But watching it in an anime format, it feels unfinished. It looks like it was an editing mistake. So if you haven't read the manga, I imagine you probably scratch your head going like, well, what just happened? Did they forget something here? And the answer is no, they just decided to just take still images from the manga and then just put them on the screen and be done. And if you read the manga, like, I imagine anyone that would try and like cope by saying the episode's not that bad is a big manga reader, so they'll give like a little leniency there because it's something they've wanted to see for a long time, and the fact that it's here at all is probably satisfactory to them, even if it's in such a poor, pitiful state as it is in season 3. But if you haven't read the manga, it just looks so disjointed. It looks like it was an editing mistake that was kept in by accident. However, objection, I'm going to argue against myself here. I think even manga readers should be disappointed by this because there is so much cut content here. They removed so much that was present in the manga so that way they could condense all of this into a single episode. This ball of filth, this fucking rancid testicle, so they could make everything fit here almost, and they just wiped their ass with tons and tons that was present in the manga. So like, I feel like it should be underwhelming to literally anybody. Anyone that's read the manga, anyone that has eyeballs, it should just be obvious to everyone that this is a very weak season of any show. Even if it wasn't a property as big and as beloved as One Punch Man, I really think anyone that would watch this would be like, oh, this is not very good compared to everything else that we get, because it's just not. And it's a shame. It's really a tragedy, honestly. And I can't stop yapping about it, because I'm very surprised at just how rough it is. Like, Season 2 got a lot of criticism, including from me, for being much worse than Season 1. Season 1, I guess, was kind of lightning in a bottle, magic that they're never going to be able to recreate, but Season 2 was a big step down from that in the animation department, but it was still held up well by mostly everything else. Like, the pacing worked, the writing was still hitting, the characters were still great. In Season 3, it's 6 years later, you would think that after the criticism when it came to animation in Season 2, that'd be one of the main things they'd want to improve on. But somehow they went 10 steps backwards. It is significantly worse than Season 2 animation, and I really think because of how disjointed everything is, a lot of the jokes and the pacing are not working anymore. So everything just feels flat. There is just so little to like about Season 3. It's just so fucking sad. Because again, I know talented people are working on this, like Van Oba, but there is something in this pipeline, whether it's because they've been resource starved by Bandai or something, that is just ruining it. And it sucks to see. It really does. I know I've made 3 videos now yapping about Season 3. I haven't been this passionately upset with something since Game of Thrones Season 8. Like, that's how bad this has been to me. Of course, Game of Thrones Season 8 I think is worse, but even still, this one hurts a lot because of how much I love One Punch Man. It's really just infuriating. There's a couple other things I could go on about, but I know I've been blabbering for a while now about this. But another thing is, this season, for some reason, has this idea in its head that if you just put like a blue filter on things, it means it's stylistically hype. So there are so many like iconic panels from the manga that in this season are just worse and painted blue. Like there's just this blue hue to them. Not even a blue hue. The whole thing is just fucking blue. It's like Eiffel 65. Like every time there's like a really cool shot, it's just blue. Like they translate it to just being blue for no reason. So like so much of this just feels like a mess. And like I said, this episode did have a couple of moments that showed like a decent moment, and then is ruined by everything that surrounds it and everything that follows it. And they cut out like some, like I already mentioned, they cut out a lot from the manga, but some of the things they cut out made no sense why they wouldn't be here, because I think it's like very important to have it there. Like Garo eating the arm. Like there is... I'm about to go on too big of a tangent here, and I know you're probably tired of hearing me yap about it. Point is, Season 3 is really just bad. And the big episode here with the Orochi fight was supposed to maybe be its saving grace to finally give you something to appreciate, and it fell right on its fucking face. Which is a shame. I feel really bad for all of the animators that have put a lot of work into this and have tried their best to make something here, and it's just whatever's going on at the upper level here with, you know, Bandai's lack of resources perhaps, or what have you, is just not leading to it being in the best form it can be. Because like I said, Van Oba proves there are talented people that are putting work into this. But something has gone wrong here with the production that is leading to it just not working out. And it sucks. It is really such a shame. The best outcome from Season 3 is that they just close the book here. Maybe they just say, all right, you know what, Season 3 was a mistake. This is really bad. Episode 5's the end of the season. We're going to redo this later down the line. We're going to remake Season 3 here. It's the only way forward. That's really the only thing that I can picture that can save this, is just we forget that it happened. It's not canon. It was all just a dream. And we get a different Season 3 later on that's much better. Because again, I just don't see any saving this season. So anyway, that's really about it. So yeah.
Initiating moisture.
The Boys is an Amazon show, brand new, and it's about superheroes, baby. And I'm totally fine with that. I know a lot of people like to pretend that they're above superhero movies. Oh, such juvenile enjoyment for simpletons. I would never sully my exquisite palate with superhero movies. Oh, disgusting. But then they still sneak out of the house late at night to go see the superhero movie to get their fix, scratching at their neck like a meth addict, because they're well-made movies and superhero movies are good fun. Unless they're DC movies, then most of the time they're super shitty and you'd have more fun doing anything else. But aside from that, superhero movies are just generally enjoyable, and this show tries to take it in a different direction, albeit it's still not even like an original spin on the superhero genre. It's, what if the superheroes were assholes? What if they weren't infallible good guys? And it's a realistic look at what would happen if superheroes existed in our world. And while it's not original in attempting that, it's definitely the best at its execution. It's really, really well done. And definitely the most realistic look at what would happen. The superheroes are egotistical humans. They've been told their whole lives that they're gods and goddesses. It's highly marketed. They're backed by a mega corporation Vought. Every move they make is calculated. They're there to make money. They are celebrities, icons. And that's kind of it. They're big, corrupt assholes, though, behind the scenes. And then a group of boys get together after a traumatic event, and they all try and hunt and take down superheroes to expose them for what they really are, assholes. And also brutally murder them, just fucking fist them as hard as they can. And it's really just so well done. I enjoy it start to finish. At first I thought it was just going to be like a dark comedy with edginess here, oh, here comes some one-liners, blood, gore for the sake of blood and gore, shock for the sake of shock. And there's even a scene with like a failed dolphin rescue that just really kind of screamed edgy for the sake of edgy. But as the show keeps developing, all of this really works in its favor, and there's so much more to it than just edginess for the sake of edginess. All of it contributes to the overall the plot, the themes. It's just really fucking well done. I found myself caring about the majority of the characters. They're really well written in my opinion. I do think some of the dialogue kind of falls flat, like the dark comedy attempts. Carl Urban plays Billy Butcher in this show, who's kind of the leader of the group of boys. Kind of the mastermind, the brains behind all of it, the scrotum to the penis, that is the boys. And I do have to say, I think some of his lines are just kind of shit. It's like some of the things he says, I'm gonna rip your hands off to shove them so far up your ass that you'll wave at me through your mouth. I think that kind of shit just screams like something he read on Tumblr. Not Carl Urban, obviously. I don't think he improv'd it, but the writers. Just looks like something he would have read on Tumblr for like an incel getting upset about getting killed in a video game. So it doesn't always hit its mark when it comes to like intimidating, badass dialogue, the kind of shit you'd expect a man who eats nails for breakfast and then chugs motor oil. It doesn't really always come across sound and solid, because sometimes you get kind of embarrassing lines like that. But I'd say about 8 times out of 10, you're always rooting for Carl Urban and waiting to hear the next intimidating line he drops to someone, and you love to see the way he handles business. A lot of it does boil down to just Carl Urban being great as Billy Butcher. He fucking kills it in this role. Probably my favorite role I've seen him in since Dredd. Speaking of which, we need a Dredd 2. Carl, if you're watching this, keep lobbying hard for Dredd 2. I'm right behind you, man. I'll be sniffing your farts till the end of time to get Dredd 2 out there. If you haven't seen Dredd, check that shit out. Great movie. But anyway, back to The Boys. I really just love everything about it. Visually, it looks great. For a TV show with 8 episodes, it's really well produced. I can tell they had a pretty decent budget for this, because they made this shit look really nice, in my opinion. The CG moments aren't corny like in a lot of shit. So I was kind of expecting to be like CW shit, where the Flash spins his arms and you get like little Microsoft Word fucking particle effects springing off of his fists. But here, the superpowers work really well, except A-Train sometimes. I thought that got a little goofy, but that might just be super speed. I think making super speed work in a movie is super hard, and the only one that succeeds is X-Men with Quicksilver, and the way they succeed is by just making everything else stop, so then he just moves at a normal pace, and I think that's a really clever way of handling it. But the X-Men movies are not very good, the modern ones. That's the only thing they really do right. Here, it does everything right, in my opinion. Occasional missing of the mark with dialogue and shit. Sometimes the decisions the characters make don't make sense, and especially towards the last couple of episodes, the decision making becomes really kind of fucking dumb. It suffers a little bit of anime syndrome in the last couple of episodes. What I mean by that is the anime cliche where a major character has a lot of information that they need to share with someone else or share with the group, and then for an explicable reason they decide not to, just for the sake of progressing the plot and keeping tensions high. You know, the classic, hey, Oni-san, why did you do this? What's going on? And then instead of saying why they did it and what's going on, they just turn their back and say, nothing. Nothing's going on. Even though if you just told them what was going on, things could have resolved right then and there. It's just, I don't like that. That's always frustrating to watch unfold, and you're always kind of rooting for the character to please just say the fucking information so everyone's on the same page and we can go from there instead of having to work backwards, like showing a math problem how you got to the conclusion. I just don't like that. It's just, I feel like it's a little silly. But it's not very frequent in the show. Overall, I just find it to be super enjoyable. It shows you some uncomfortable shit. It shows you some brutal shit. It does get pretty dark. There's not always a happy ending, and I really enjoy that. As far as, you know, the dark, gritty take on superheroes goes, that's not new or original, but this does it the best by far. I enjoyed The Boys start to finish. And I'd also like to say Homelander in this show is basically the Superman, and he's pretty much the evil Superman, kind of what Injustice did, but 50 times better. Homelander in this show is fucking outstanding. A truly great character. Love every scene that Homelander's in. He just controls it. He just fucking grabs it by the tits and twists. He is really a great character. So plugging this shit into the Moist Meter, I'm giving The Boys a fat 90%. I really recommend it. It's 8 episodes, just really good fun. It's not gonna be some thought-provoking piece, going to bed in cold sweats like, man, that really spoke to my soul. But it's just so goddamn fun, and you really do root for the characters sometimes, and there's just a lot of fun shit it shows you with good fights, real bloody shit, doesn't shy away from dark themes. It's just, it does edginess well. I don't like using that word edginess, but it really does describe the show in a decent fashion. It's really just fucking good, though. I really enjoyed it. That's it. See ya. There's great evil afoot in the toy industry. A scat fetish demon has infiltrated the highest levels of children's toys development, creating yet another baffling monstrosity. Last week I talked about the Poopsie Slime Surprise Unicorn, the unicorn that goatsies itself and takes a shit on a toilet. Well, it turns out that's not the only shitting children's toy. A few days ago I was made aware of this little bundle of sin called Gotta Go Flamingo, which is a flamingo that sings and takes a shit. Of course I wanted to purchase one of these collector's items for myself, but Matt was unable to find it at Walmart or Target, whether it's because they were sold out or just didn't stock it, I don't know. But going off historical data with the Poopsie Slime Surprise Unicorns literally flying off the fucking shelves, I'm just going to assume the flamingos sold out as well. I don't know what it is with kids right now, I guess they just absolutely love shit. I don't know who's even making these toys for them. It's like if Quentin Tarantino started making children's toys all based around feet and like massaging feet. I don't really get it, but honestly, I've been trying to think of how I can get in on this trend and capitalize. I was coming up with like a cereal around eating shit, because I thought, that's the next natural progression. Since all these toys are about having things take a shit and play with it, why not move on to the next natural evolution of eating the shit? So I was trying to come up with like Honey Nut Shittios or something, where it's, take Lucky Charms and replace the marshmallows with like tiny little dog shits or something, and instead of using milk you use like toilet water. It's a work in progress, but we're gonna enter prototyping stage soon. Anyway, let's check out the Gotta Go Flamingo.
It's Gotta Go Flamingo! Gotta go! Gotta go! He talks.
I'm so hungry.
He eats. And he poops. Gotta go! Quick, the toilet! Then pour, feed, and poop again!
What a sad fucking existence. Just to take a shit, have kids laugh at you, and then feed you your own shit so you shit again. That's some terrible, nightmarish shit. Not even fucking Zeus punished the other gods that terribly, like Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill only to have it fall back for all eternity, or Prometheus having his innards eaten out every day by a raven and shit. That has nothing on the punishment that Gotta Go Flamingo is getting here. I don't know who made this toy, but they fucking hate flamingos and love shit, I guess. It is a pretty baffling toy. I guess for kids that just can't get enough of shitting with Poopsie Slime Surprises, they need other shit to play with and watch happen. So now you have Gotta Go Flamingo 2 for the ultimate tag team duo here. So let's go ahead and see this wet dream in action. This is surprisingly short, whereas before with the Poopsie Slime Surprise you needed a fucking aeronautical engineering degree to make that thing take a shit. Gotta Go Flamingo is pretty straightforward. You just feed some like sand to it, and then it takes a shit, which is the sand, and then you pull the sand out and you feed it again. It's like Ouroboros constantly eating its own shit.
Oh, friends, toy daycare is open. Mama Z's here.
This comes from a YouTube channel called Toy Daycare, and luckily they were able to get their hands on the coveted Gotta Go Flamingo, and they got it for free. Because these fucking bad boys are extinct. You can't find these anywhere. These sold out faster than a PlayStation 5 pre-order. So they were very lucky to get this holy grail of toys.
Now we are going to be using our scoop and pour some flamingos food down the throat. Can you guys hear the splash? That's so funny. That's too funny. Really cool thing about this is that this is like a sand that doesn't get wet.
The fun never stops with Gotta Go Flamingo. This bad boy can shit for days. Hundreds of shits per hour, in fact. I mean, I tell you, the adventure never ends when you've got yourself a Gotta Go Flamingo. If I was stuck on a deserted island in the middle of the sea and I can only bring one item, I'd choose a Gotta Go Flamingo. I really don't understand how kids play with a toy like this and be entertained. Like, what do? Just like insult him for shitting or something? Like, look at this fucking dumb flamingo, it just took a shit. Mom, come in here. Look at what you just bought me, this shitting thing. It's so dumb. Look how dumb this fucking shitting thing is. I want to see it shit again to make fun of it. Like, I don't know what you do. You just watch it take a shit. And then what? At the very least, with the Poopsie Slime Surprise, you at least eventually get slime that you can play with. But here, what do you get? You get fucking hydrophobic sand. Who plays with sand? And it's not even enough sand to make like a sand castle out of or anything. It's just enough sand to like hold in the middle of your palm and admire. Like, it's fucking boring. It sucks. Like, maybe if you bought 20 of these motherfuckers and just loaded up on this sand and just keep feeding this bitch sand and have it shit it all out and you could eventually have enough sand to like make something out of it, okay, I guess. But at that point, why not just go into the backyard and like get some dirt and do the same thing? Which then brings up an interesting scientific question. Does the Gotta Go Flamingo only shit out this hydrophobic sand, or can we also use third-party materials as well? Like, if I was to just start throwing rice down his throat, would he shit that out as well? Or would it have some kind of, like, fraud detection system where it just starts screaming, like, alert, error, not sand, can't shit this? Or, like, would the sphincter just close up? I'd be curious if it could work with other things besides just this proprietary sand.
Next, we are going to empty our toilet bowl, so water will go through, but the sand will stay. And feeding it.
That really sums up the Gotta Go Flamingo. If you believe that everything has a soul, then this has to be something that you feel truly terrible for. Can't even be fed clean food, he just has to keep recycling his own shit over and over again in an endless cycle of agony. And yeah, I don't know why these shitting toys are so popular and there's so many of them, but I guess they're here to stay. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah. It's been a little too long since I took a peek at the latest and greatest Whatnot crash outs. They always tickle me, but I've just been absent, and today I've had the itch, so I went to see what's been going on with Whatnot sellers crashing out.
Okay. Back bottom right. Okay. MP is the craziest shit for this card I've ever heard of in my entire life.
A little bit of background on the terminology here. MP typically refers to the condition of a card moderately played, which means you can see a little wear and tear on it with a little bit of too much love, passion, and goo and stuff like that. So moderately played would mean that the condition of the card isn't pristine. The card he's showing off is very clearly not moderately played, and the person who said MP clarified that they were talking about market price. They are new to Pokemon, and they were saying that they found the market price MP for this card at like $300 or something. And this guy's about to go ballistic all off of that misunderstanding.
I'm sorry. I would never do this in a million years, but Sheldon, this guy can go fuck his mother. Get the fuck out of here. I just want to let you know that that's the first guy since I've been streaming under this guy that I've ever kicked out of the stream.
You can actually hear the steam coming out of his ears. He is overflowing with rage. I don't even know what there is to get that angry about. Even if the guy was saying it looks moderately played, just be like, Buster, I disagree. Like, it's not even that big of a deal. It's not like it was blasphemous or like sinful or anything, but he gets so upset that he starts fumbling basic words. So he's like, I would never do this in a million years, but Sheldon, go fuck your mother. Also, this is the first guy that I'm kicking out since I've been streaming on this guy. He is seeing red and now fumbling words, so now he's saying he's streaming on this guy or whatever when he's trying to say, like, since I've been, fucking hawking shit on Whatnot, this is the first person I'm terminating, banishing into the Shadow Realm.
I've never kicked anybody out of any stream I've ever done in my entire life, but to call this card MP, your mother can go fucking sit and spin on it and literally go never buy you sprinkles on your ice cream in your entire life. Sheldon, you know I love you, but like, go fuck that man. The fuck is this MP? Your fucking mother wishes she was MP and wish she put it in her. What the fuck?
This dude is very weirdly stun-locked on his mother. He's got a real mama thing going on here. Sheldon, it's your mother. Go fuck your mother. I hope she never buys you sprinkles for your ice cream again. Your mother wishes it was MP when it went inside of her talking about penis. Wiener, that's right. She can sit and spin on it, Sheldon. You know I love you, though, but it's your fucking mother, and she got her titties out, and how about that for MP? Get out of here. I'm kicking you. Like, what the hell is going on? This guy's got, like, more aggression over this than fucking Kratos did. Like, this guy's going berserk over nothing. All because he's misunderstanding what the guy said in the first place. He was talking about market price, and he's interpreting it as him talking about the condition of the card. But even still, what an extreme blow up over absolutely nothing, even if it was him saying moderately played. It's crazy. The only thing that would be worth this kind of crash out is if someone smells like absolute shit because they don't take care of their hygiene. And the best way of fixing that is using the right soap. And the only correct decision when it comes to soap is Cheeky. And we've got my newest scent here, which is Licensed to Clean. This is the one that I personally worked on to make as like my optimal scent. So that's available now. Use cheeky.com. You can click the link in the description for 10% off. Best soap in the universe.
We can't keep it over 20. Bree's going to go the fuck home. Okay? That's where I'm at with it right now. No more further explanation needed. 3, 2, 1. If we can't make it over 20 for the fucking bags in play right now, I am going to go home. And we can try this shit again next week.
These are Disney bags, by the way. Cruella out here with a real fucking attitude because the price wasn't where she wanted it to be. People weren't going over $20 for this assortment of Disney merchandise. This one I just found to be really wacky because it's fucking Disney merch. Like, you would kind of expect the vendor for, like, Disney to be somewhat jolly, right? But meanwhile, you come in here and it's like, fuck you guys. You guys can all go suck a fart out of my butt. I hate you guys. Also, your mother can sit and spin on it. If this doesn't go over 20, I'm just not coming back till next week and we'll try it again. And if it happens again, well, then I'm going to come to your house and hit you with a hammer. It's what it is. Can we get this fucking Disney bag auction over 20 where it rightfully deserves to be? Or do you want to have your legs broken? The choice is yours. Up to you.
The prism of this card last sold for $4,000. We're at $700, guys. 700! No shot, bro. Literally. 2, 1. I'm never gonna sell him whatnot. Never gonna sell him whatnot. Card's fine. It's a plate. It's a fucking plate, bro. Relax. It's a plate. It's a plate, bro. You're good. Literally $4,000 cards to $700, bro. Okay, bro.
I love the way this guy screams. It's very nostalgic sounding. It reminds me of like old Xbox Live when you kill someone with Commando Pro in Modern Warfare 2. Like, it actually sounds exactly what that sounded like over the mic. And this guy, he has a big temper tantrum because this card just went for less than he thought it should. So now he freaks out and starts throwing the card and busting his little setup there.
In this slap. You ain't getting no 10 now. You're getting a damage raw card. You're getting a damage raw card.
This guy's become notorious for these kind of crash outs. So that was just another example there where he had busted one out of the slab, crumpled it up, and then said that you're getting a raw card instead. I can't find the full context around that clip there, but I would imagine it's the same song and dance that I've seen for thousands of other whatnot crash outs where the auction doesn't really go the way they want it to, so it ends up going for less than they want. And in a lot of cases, what they end up doing is just blatantly scamming and like canceling the whole thing and whatever. But in some other cases, I've seen them have like a crash out moment and then do something really childish like that. Like, fuck you. Yeah, you'll get this instead. It's a poop cake. You'll get this mud and this crud. I destroyed your card. That's what you'll get. That kind of thing. So this guy got pretty big from this. Like the clips went viral with people making fun of him. So he actually responded to it. And in this video here from Sports Card Dad, he goes over the response. It is an interesting one because basically what he's saying is that he's playing a character. It's all for entertainment. It's actually acting. He responds by saying, after being dragged through the mud for the last few days, all I can say at this point is I'm sorry to anyone viewing these posts and seeing this unfold. For these accounts to pull my crash outs out of context is honestly just unfortunate. The things I do on stream for comedic and entertainment value are nothing more than that. It's hard to understand if you are just now tuning into this drama and it's made to lowlight seemingly disrespectful moments toward cards, buyers, and the industry. Having sold over 100,000 items on Whatnot, it's confusing and disheartening to see clip after clip posted. I will say going forward, I will not be any less sarcastic, engaging, and fun, but I will absolutely lighten my antics and use this moment to retool my approach towards selling. Every buyer in the past has already been compensated, given plenty extra cards, and refunded for the apparent horror I've caused. It's funny that no matter what I say or do, this will be my reputation forthcoming. And reality is, I embrace it. I embrace being controversial, raw, and real. It's gotten me into some heat in the past, but nevertheless, have learned and grown from those moments. This is just a stepping stone in the process. There's a lot to unpack there, because these were people that bought your shit. Like, it's one thing to put on a character of, like, I don't know, I guess Mr. fucking Magoo with the turkey, and you're doing this to all the cards, like, ruining the cards and whatever for yourself for the sake of, like, being the clown. But people that paid for it wanted those things. So even if you do, like, refund them or, like, send them extra cards, it's like, okay, well, you still destroyed the thing I paid for. That kind of sucks. Like, when they buy the cards from you, are they doing it like, haha, I hope when I buy this from you, you put it in your butt. Yeah, I hope you put it way up in your ass and ruin it for me. And then give me my money back, please. But it'll be a fucking awesome moment for both of us here, the buyer and you, the seller. Like, I doubt it, especially for something like the graded card that somebody purchased, at least I believe they purchased, and he's like, no, here's what you're gonna get instead. This raw card and a bunch of spit, loser. You fucking douchebag. Like, okay, alright. Like, it doesn't really seem like he's playing a character. And he kind of contradicts himself in that statement where he says that it's all for comedy and entertainment, and then he says at the end that he's still going to keep being real. So which is it? Are your blow-ups and your crash-outs real, or, like, hammed up for comedy and entertainment? They both can't be true, because if it's hammed up for comedy and entertainment, it's not real. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm just curious which one it is. It's also just a weird gimmick in the first place to be the crash-out guy, because then why would people want to buy anything from you when there's a really good chance you just destroy it anyway? It just doesn't really even seem worth it. Then you get the refund, I guess, but, I mean, you also just could have just not spent the money there and gone anywhere else.
We're going to do 15 seconds.
The breathing technique's on.
I've already lost plenty of money, so I can't fucking lose anymore. Just, let's get it up to at least 15. Come on, come on. Okay, it's at a fucking dollar still. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's Jaden Daniels. Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck.
Oh, no.
Bullshit! Well, I'm sorry, y'all. I completely lost it. I fucked up my whole setup. All my cards went flying everywhere. And there's no coming back from that. So I just want to go ahead and end it for the night. I mean, there's 54 y'all in here. And I'm pretty sure not any of y'all bought anything. And I'm just gonna leave it at that because I'm so motherfucking pissed right now.
This one actually gave me quite a hoot and a holler because the Jaden Daniels card that he has there, I decided to look it up and I can find it listed at like $3. So he was trying to be like, this is a $15 card. No, I can't afford to have this go for just $1. No, I'm ruined if this happens. Don't let it go to $1. No, what's going on? Why is it $1? Like, clearly whoever the 54 people were in that stream knew that this was not a very valuable card and they weren't about to get fucking finessed by this guy just pretending that this is a $15 card and playing a little sad song on the violin there. And then he's just like, fuck! And then like pseudo table flips on it and then he's having like a come down moment. After the T levels spiked, then his cortisol reached up there as well. And after the cortisol spike, he simmered down and he said, you know what? Not a whole lot to do from that point forward, huh? But also, fuck you guys. There's 54 of you in here. You didn't buy anything. You let this Jaden Daniels card only go for $1. I'm done for the night. And there's so many videos just like that. There are so many crash outs on Whatnot. These are just my favorite ones from like the recent batch that I've seen. So I just wanted to share them and get a little giggle going. That's really about it. So yeah. Sailor's Log, January 11th, 2026. Epstein files still not released, and still complete radio silence on the non-compliance exhibited from the administration with what they have released, where there is irrefutable evidence that they redacted, covered up names of people that weren't victims. They covered up names of potential perpetrators and people of interest, which they were not allowed to do. They have still not fully released the Epstein files. They are still kicking that can down the road. They have still not complied with the law that they were supposed to follow with all of this. And yet, nothing is happening. They are not being, punished for it or anything. They just get to do whatever they want, or get to not do whatever they don't want to do. It's complete lunacy, and the Epstein name is conveniently starting to fall out of people's lips, and it seems like the people in power are just conveniently forgetting who that is. It's like the Duffer Brothers with the Demogorgon. Who's that? What is that? Who? Epstein? What in tarnation is that mumbo-jumbo? Some kind of Frankenstein spinoff? I've yapped about it a lot, so instead, let me yap about something kind of adjacent to that. Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino was a podcaster who actually got to serve as deputy director of the FBI last year, and one of his big promises, one of his big things that he was going to fight for the people, for the American public, being the patriot that he is. He was going to go in there, he was going to get the Epstein files out, and he was going to get people held accountable. And guess what happened when Dan Bongino finally made it in there? Nothing. Less than nothing, really. Calling what he did nothing is a generosity that he doesn't deserve to be afforded. If you went into your bathroom right now and squeezed your empty tube of toothpaste, the fucking air that pops out of it would have more value than Dan Bongos going into the FBI. It's so fucking pathetic. But at least he has a really cool legacy he left behind with his time in the FBI with this iconic clip.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Holy shit. Dan Bongwater here dropping the bombshell. Wow. A very different tune than what Dan was saying before getting into this position, but the things he must have seen with those eyes, the truth that he must have seen, it really started to break him. And now he's finally getting that truth out there to all of us. Turns out there was a suicide and there are no other people to be held accountable. Really a profound, eye-opening interview here from Dumb and Dumber. The doofus duo here really put on quite the clown show. Kash Patel, by the way, I love to mention this, has provably gone under oath and lied about Epstein, where he said that there's no credible evidence that Epstein trafficked minors to anybody. And now, even with their complete sham of Epstein files they released that were just basically hundreds of pages of blacked out information, even with that, you can still see that what Kash Patel said under oath is a lie. That is textbook perjury, and he is not being arrested for it or anything like that because the laws just don't apply when you reach a certain level of power, it seems. Anyway, I've already talked about that quite a bit. I want to focus on Dan because he's now going back to podcasting. It seems like he's going to make his triumphant return to podcasting after his unsuccessful stint as the deputy director of the FBI. He just made an appearance on a podcast, and while a lot of people were rightfully ripping into him, it seemed like there was a large portion of his fan base that was more than willing to welcome him back with open arms and open legs so that he can continue to butt-fuck them with this fake bravado he puts on for truth-seeking, when it is clear, when given that position of power where he could actually find the truth and do some good to, follow through on his promises of releasing these Epstein files and getting this information out to the public, he folded and was more than willing to just bite that nipple and suckle because the government asked him to. When actually given a position of power, he was more than willing to just roll over belly up and just be a good little doggy for them. And now he's coming back and pretending like he did anything worthwhile, and people are still willing to just forget the entire year he spent as deputy director and did nothing about what he said he was going to do. Again, still no arrests from everything in regards to the Epstein clients. Still nothing. Dan accomplished nothing. Literally nothing, and even worked actively to continue to cover up this information with the very people he was criticizing for keeping things under wraps. And yet he's still going to come back to podcasting like he's a big shot and did such tremendous work there. It's so crazy to me. He then has the gall to say, anyone still complaining about this kind of stuff is just black-pilled and it's so annoying, this and that. Really, it feels like a big betrayal of the people that were like propping him up, hyping him up, glazing him, excited that he was now in this position to start doing the things he was claiming he would do in that position. Which, again, was lobbying behind Dan because he was the one talking about how important this is to him and how he's going to fight tooth and nail to finally get the Epstein client list out there and get people, fucking thrown in the slammer, start having deep space, well, maybe deep space, but deep state agents arrested as well, and fucking deep space agents too. He's gonna start fucking arresting cosmic entities out there. I don't know. He was talking about all these things about how he's gonna, get all of these horrible people out of there, and it all starts with the Epstein file cover-up being blown wide open. Then when he finally gets there, he doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of that, and just goes with the flow. He doesn't rock the boat. He just becomes a good little puppet for them. And now he's back to podcasting.
But the black pill, complaining and whining all the time about the administration of it, it's just like, man, what team are you on? Holy Moses, man. So you don't have to watch. It's okay. There's a door, go find the freaking exits. Cause I don't really give a shit. I'm not here for anybody's money or anything like that. I'm too old for that shit.
Well, we're all very excited to have you back.
If you're excited to have him back, you need to hit yourself in the head with a hammer ASAP. Try and reset your neurons. This is a guy who has now proved to you that he is all lip service and will not actually fight for the truth or fight for you. He is not some patriot. He is now not in that position, and when he had that position, did nothing that he said he would do. Nothing he promised the people he would do. And now he's crawling back to podcasting. And then you have drones like her saying, "Oh, awesome. It's so good to have you back. We all can't wait to hear more from you." And this insight into the most unsuccessful stint in deputy director history. Yeehaw. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. But on the bright side, now that he's gone back to podcasting, we're going to have more golden clips like this.
This is Karate Man. Double leg. The jump kick. The side kick. The roundhouse. The tie kick. Body.
A true disciple of Bruce Lee himself, no doubt. I've seen a lot of people clowning on him for this clip. This is going all over the place right now. I've also seen reports that he's blocking thousands of accounts on Twitter, so he is crashing out big time. So, stand back, crooked FBI directors, because now you got Dan Bongino back with a microphone on a podcast where he is most dangerous. That's when he does his best work, not when he's actually in a position of power to start, holding people accountable, but when he can pretend that he will. That's when you gotta be careful. So Dan Bongino back in Ultra Instinct mode. Fucking clown, man. That's really about it. See ya. AI. You expected me to be in the chair, but sometimes you have to expect the unexpected. The only thing you can expect is when there's some AI dog shit going on. I can't resist the urge to make fun of it. I'm in my artsy era of video making right now. That was like an A24 level intro, getting experimental. I just figured since Quentin Tarantino's lost his marbles, lost his mind, and has gone on these unhinged rants attacking beloved actors like Paul Dano and Matthew Lillard over nothing, it's up to me to pick up the mantle of delivering some creative cinematography, so I'm dipping my toes in there. Toes that Quentin Tarantino I'm not allowing to suckle on. Anyway, speaking about sucking feet, the YouTube CEO just released a statement that sucked a lot of ass, where he's defending the AI usage across the board on the platform, and even goes as far as to say that it's going to be an invaluable tool for people that lacked the skills and equipment to create videos. It will give them the ability to do so. Basically, go to YouTube Shorts and look at all of the incredible stuff that the skillless have been able to do with AI. We've been blessed, thank God. It's a topic most people have been complaining about, especially when it comes to short-form content, because all you get fed is AI gobbledygook, like actual nonsense trash, because it's the easiest thing to just fart out onto the platform. It's infinite content, and when you just scroll, most of the videos you get are AI these days, and the most viewed videos, if you, instead of just anecdotal evidence about most videos you get, provably some of the most viewed videos, if you go by views, are AI-generated shorts. That is a bleak future, one that a lot of people have expressed their concern over, hoping that YouTube would step in and maybe do more to stop the platform just becoming a cesspool of just AI trash. Neil, on the other hand, the CEO, believes that that's actually a really good thing, because it's giving people that lacked the skills and equipment the ability to put that in front of you. Yeehaw, yippee. But even beyond that, one of the most complained about things on YouTube as a platform is how bad its moderation is, with so many people being falsely banned and shit. And also it's been revealed that AI is a big part of the moderation protocol for the platform, and it makes so many mistakes that's led to wrongful terminations that everyone with a functioning frontal lobe will tell you should never happen, because AI should never be able to be the judge, jury, and executioner. It should never have the ability to terminate a channel. There is no world where that makes sense for YouTube to just give the keys to the kingdom over to AI, where it will ban people. AI should never be able to do that. If it wants to use AI for moderation, it should only be able to flag channels internally and then put that up the food chain, up the ladder, for a human being to look at. But Neil seems to have a different vision in mind based on his statement here. Let's go ahead and take a peek at what he thinks. This article mentions that YouTube is expanding their AI moderation tools, even in the midst of so many people flagging just how bad they have been and how wrong they have been across the entire platform. The article then makes a mention of just how much money this platform is bringing in, which only makes sense that they can't afford to pay more money for better tools. Instead, they just need to just have AI do it poorly for them. Neil said, however, AI will open the door for a new class of creators who previously lacked technical skills or equipment, arguing the tech will revive YouTube's early era of enthusiastic amateurs while helping the platform surface stronger content overall. That's a very interesting perspective on it all, and I feel like that's one you could only achieve by huffing endless amounts of glue to deteriorate your brain to a level of delusion that I find almost enviable. You really think that by giving these AI tools to everyone out there, what you are getting in return is the old era of YouTube of enthusiastic amateurs producing content? In what universe? It's the antithesis of that. It is the antithesis of creativity. The old era of YouTube that people look back on so fondly, the golden age, that was people just filming something in their bedroom, talking at a camera, or doing something silly, or making a skit, something like that, for the fun of creation, for the fun of being creative and just putting it out there. There was no career in it back then. It was truly just for the love of the game, the love of the sport. And somehow, he believes that these AI tools will reignite that passion, that drive. Based on what data? What we have is endless amounts of data to suggest the opposite, where when you have these tools and make it so easily accessible for people to just squeak out 30 seconds worth of AI drivel on shorts and do that 40 times a day, that's what you will get. It's just AI slop. There's a reason that term exists, because when you go on shorts or even full-length videos now, people are doing like 8 to 10 minute, completely fabricated, phony baloney, false true crime stuff is one of the bigger culprits, where they just have an AI script from ChatGPT that tells a made-up story about a made-up person who did a made-up crime. When you have that content, what there, Neil, is reminiscent of the old era of YouTube with enthusiastic amateurs creating shit. We haven't seen anything positive on YouTube as a result of these AI tools Neil speaks so highly of. They're a fucking scourge right now. Half the time, you don't even know if what you're watching is real or fake because there is so much of this content on there. I say half the time, that's an exaggeration. Point is, there is so much of this content on there. There are tons of people that are completely misled. Like with the P. Diddy trial, for example. There were entire channels dedicated to following the P. Diddy trial, and the channel, turns out, was all just AI garbage, making up stories, like the whole Prince storyline and tapes that were revealed that brought down the whole P. Diddy case. All of it was fake. Yet, those channels made tons of money for the people that made the AI garbage. And tons of people took it as the truth. A lot of people believed it. It became a big story that needed to be, like, formally debunked. That's a bad thing, Neil. I don't know where you are seeing any positive usage of skillless creators using AI tools to bring good content to the platform. Like, I don't know where that's coming from. It is just truly an exploitative tool for people to make a ton of quick cash off of by just making infinite videos instantly. Like, that's what we are seeing, and it's not good. Most people are complaining about it, rightfully so, but Neil is defending it tooth and nail. And we haven't even begun to scratch the surface on YouTube's AI moderation tools yet. We're about to get into that. According to YouTube CEO, AI will be key in policing misinformation, IP theft, scams, and what many creators have dubbed AI slop. AI will make our ability to detect and enforce on violative content better, more precise, able to cope with scale, and adds that the system improves literally every week. Is that so, Neil? It improves every week? Because I just read a story today about a channel that got terminated because another channel re-uploaded their video and YouTube's AI moderation tools took down the original creator's channel thinking that he had re-uploaded that other channel's video even though he was the creator of it, and you let the re-uploader walk away. You punish the real person, not the imposter. The AI tools are getting better every week, huh? There is stories daily about the fuck-ups from AI moderation tools. What I do agree with him, though, is that given the scale of this platform, it would be impossible for humans to be able to police all of it. And that's something I've said from the get-go. This could be an invaluable tool in accumulating a lot of potential bad actors or internal flags. But under no circumstances should AI have the ability to make a judgment call on if a channel gets terminated. It should never have the ability to issue a strike. What it should do is alert a real flesh and blood human being, an employee, God forbid, doing their job to look at what has been flagged and analyze it to see, is this actually violative content? Because right now we have so many examples of AI messing it up. It's been making big boo-boos, big whoops-a-daisies daily. And they are easily overturned once a human being is alerted to the mistake. AI shouldn't have the ability to do this in the first place. It should always come down to a person behind these calls. But Neil likes to let AI moderation run rampant. I imagine Neil would have no problem stepping down and letting AI run YouTube at some point. Am I right, Neil? It is a problem. In his interview, where all of this stems from, it really highlights just how delusional this company is under the leadership of Neil. In September, YouTube unveiled more than 30 AI-powered programs designed to make it easier for anyone to shoot, edit, upload, and make money from videos. That's 3 times as many as it launched last year. Among the innovations were tools that allow a phrase to be turned into a song or that can translate a video and dub it. One bot can find the best parts of raw footage and edit them together, literally just stealing footage and making a video out of it for yourself to make money off of. Beautiful. Another can turn a long video into a short. All of this says YouTube is in service of helping more people become creators. Already the number one choice of dream job for young teenagers and much hoped for among Gen Z. Neil, how does any of that remind you of the old era of YouTube with people enthusiastically creating content? How? By having AI do it all for you and you can just slap it on your channel to make money off of it? Gotta tell you, buddy, that doesn't really sound like the YouTube I remember on the front lines back in 2007. It just feels like it's very much a corporate decision from YouTube where you can make more money off of this trash. But maybe that's just a crackpot conspiracy theory. I don't know, Neil. Maybe I'm just way off the mark on this one. Maybe there is so much good content you're consuming that's AI generative on the platform right now. I have no doubt you're watching tons of it, right? I still remember when YouTube's slogan was broadcast yourself. Neil is arguing the opposite. It's not about broadcasting yourself. It's about letting AI broadcast shit for you. This Time interview really is just fucking laughable. Neil, who has always been known for his willingness to dig into the weeds of an issue and really understand it, proved to be a quick study about traditional media, according to those who have done business with him. I would say Neil is very well prepared, says NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. What a fucking amazing vouch. That's who I want to put my trust in. Someone that Roger Goodell is saying really has a good handle on it. He's got this industry by the titties. Take my word for it. He understands what he's trying to build. He's got a deep understanding of the media landscape and where YouTube fits and where content can help him advance his strategies. He is right in that last part. Neil knows exactly what he wants. He wants YouTube to be very AI focused. I think that's pretty clear given the direction that he seems to be pushing it. I also can't help but giggle very hard at that first sentence about how he has always been known for his willingness to dig into the weeds of an issue and really understand it. Since when? When has that started? What did I miss that somewhere along the way? Because even with this issue with AI moderation, I haven't seen him call out anything with it or make any big, bold changes. It's still in the exact same state it was fucking at the very beginning. Like, I don't see Neil really getting into the weeds of any of it. Like, what are you talking about? He's a guy who's more than willing to plug his ears to it and just let it ride until there's enough of a hubbub about it on Twitter, then someone will step in and fix it for him. Now, just to give you a whole picture of what was said here in the interview, he's optimistic about the implications of AI for his company in the world, believes YouTube could see a return to the early villagey days when it was populated by a higher proportion of exuberant amateurs, which I've already completely dove into by this point, but just wanted you to see what was actually said in the article itself. AI will create an entirely new class of creators that today can't do it because they don't have the skills or they don't have the equipment. Again, they are not the ones doing it with these AI tools, Neil. It is the AI doing it for them based off of a couple of sentences. I wouldn't necessarily say that harkens back to the days of the early villagey days when YouTube was populated by a higher proportion of exuberant amateurs, Neil. It's so fucking silly. But the same rule will apply, which is there will be good content and bad content, and it will be up to YouTube and our investment in technology and algorithms to bring that to the fore. That's true, Neil. Now, can you point out some of the good AI content you're trying to describe here? Because I don't think that shit exists. It is very much the entire purpose of it to be cheap, easy, and infinite. And that is how it is being used on YouTube right now. Go on your own platform, Neil, and scroll TikToks for just 15 seconds. You're only going to be seeing a ton of trash, mostly AI. Like, come on, man. Like, snap back to reality. This is ridiculous. And at the very least, do the bare minimum of restricting AI moderation tools' ability to ban creators. That shouldn't be allowed. That should just straight up be illegal. Like, I really think that should be a fucking crime to have YouTube knowingly allowing AI, which has a very provable track record of being wrong and making mistakes, be the one to take away entire people's livelihoods like that without any human oversight. That should not be allowed under any fucking circumstances. That needs to be fixed right now, Neil. Maybe instead of doing Time magazine interviews, that should be like on the top layer of your priorities, I would hope. Because it is just unacceptable and it is out of control. It's happening daily. It's not in this perfect state you seem to think it is, and it doesn't seem like it's improving literally every single week like you say it is. Anyway, this interview made me upset and I wanted to yap about it. That's about it. See ya. There is a cheat code floating around right now that science doesn't want you to know about. It's kind of a well-kept secret, but there is a word that can summon money. It's an ancient incantation that's starting to become a little more popularized, and basically any company that says this word gets a ton of money instantly for nothing. And that word isn't open sesame, it's AI. As long as a company says that word, for some reason, the most brain-dead, insufferable fucking morons will pour endless amounts of money into it. Let me show you the most recent example, and I think quite a few of you have probably seen this because it's blowing up. Allbirds, or excuse me, what was formerly Allbirds and is now Newbird AI. Allbirds was previously a shoe company. It was once valued at $4 billion and then recently sold for $39 million. They crushed it. They really, they did it. That's big business, baby. And because this was a failing brand, they made a pivot, or they announced a pivot 2 days ago that they were going to become an AI-focused company. And the second they made that announcement, their stocks shot up 400% and have only continued to climb. And keep in mind, this is a company that has nothing. They fired like all of their employees from what I can tell. They got rid of all their shoes. They don't manufacture anything or have anything. And they haven't even begun with anything AI outside of an announcement saying, we're going to pivot to AI. So right now, people are golden showering them with tons of money off of just a thought. Literally the concept of an idea for this company, and they changed their name to Newbird AI. That is how out of control this fucking mass psychosis around AI is, where people just instantly throw all of their money, dump in their wallet at the computer screen just because a brand said the word AI. A brand which, by the way, is not successful. Again, they sold a $4 billion company for $39 million because it went straight into the shitter over the last, I don't even know how many years. You see the shoe company pivoting to AI and the stock jumped 800%. Allbird. I didn't look into that, but I kept seeing that pop up on tons of headlines. Basically, it was a complete failure of a shoe company. And then they made like this announcement that they're going all in on AI to get like a bunch of, I don't even know what it was, GPUs, and like selling computation power to AI services or something. And then all of a sudden everyone just pumped their stock. I don't know, I didn't look into it. But yeah, this felt like a very interesting thing. Allbirds shares soar on a very 2026 pivot to AI. Shares of Allbirds, the 2010s pioneer of trendy sneakers, I've never heard of them, and eco-conscious millennial marketing took flight in an almost comical fashion Wednesday morning after the company announced an extremely 2026 pivot, abandoning its environmental agenda and getting into the AI business. Literally every company on the planet. The stock, which had been in the gutter since November 2021, shot up more than 600%, closed at $14.50, up 582% from Tuesday's close. Catalyst came from Allbirds' announcement that the company, once valued at $4 billion, would soon reemerge as a new entity with a focus on AI. What? No one's ever done this! Oh, I see why everyone started pumping it. Wow, nobody's doing that. What the fuck? Can you do that? Oh my god! Wow! Essentially, it's going to buy and rent out computing power to tech startups? It's genius. Whoa! The shift comes just weeks after Allbirds sold its footwear assets and branding to American Exchange Group, which specializes in selling licensed fashion accessories with already existing recognizable brand names for just $39 million. Oh, I bet this company's gonna kill it in AI, though. They took a $4 billion business and sold it for $39 million. NFT bros are coming in their little trousers right now with those kind of returns. That's fucking business, baby. That's the kind of company that's going to be trailblazing in AI. Again, a highly underutilized market. No one's touching AI right now. They're bucking the trend. They're going where no brands dare to go. Into an AI pivot? Fuck! These guys are brave. These guys are so brave. Allbirds, which will be rechristened New Bird AI. Oh, God, that hurts. Eek. Yikes. Terrible name. New Bird AI. Ooh, more like No Bitches AI. Yikes. Said it executed a $50 million deal with an unnamed institutional investor to acquire high-performance GPU assets to begin transitioning into a fully integrated GPU as a service. Yes! Oh, I can't wait to hear who this unnamed investor is. Dead Parrot. Despite the stock's sudden surge, though, Allbirds remains a shell of its former self. Market value was shy of $150 million at Wednesday's closing bell. Worth underscoring, the sneakers to AI pivot is not exactly part of the standard corporate playbook, and the novelty may have amplified investors' early enthusiasm. Investors, these are just brainless drones, man. These are actual, just like, hype goblins seeking out any kind of quick pump and dump. Investors, my fucking left butt cheek. I might short this. I'm not like a big stock guy, but this feels like the easiest, safest short of all time. Am I crazy? I feel like everyone's doing that now, though, so it probably won't work. I imagine genuinely everyone is shorting this right now. This is just so baloney. This is just such barnacles. Still not as annoying as Crypto Bros, but it's damn close. I would say it's getting to Crypto Bro level. Like, you're right, I think Crypto Bro's still more cringe, but this is, like, right there. Like, one little fucking pube away from that level of cringe. Because it's every company. Genuinely all of them. This is a failing shoe company that all of a sudden just said, okay, we're pulling the emergency lever, AI, and then they're just getting showered with money. Apparently, Allbird was a Kickstarter company that sold shoes made with recycled sugarcane and eucalyptus. Ironically, Time magazine even praised their shoes because it reduced carbon emissions. And now look at them, fully pivoting into AI, the antithesis of that. You'll love to see it. It's a feel-good story. The name may have changed, but the values are still there. Allbird lives on in New Bird AI. Saving the world, one grok bikini photo at a time. The shift is notable for another reason. Allbird's low-profile, sustainable, wool-based shoes quickly became the Silicon Valley wardrobe staple when they launched in 2016. Arguably the peak of the lowercase L liberal do-gooder era of retail. What the hell is that? What the fuck is that? When marketers convinced upwardly mobile office workers that they could simply shop their way to low-carbon, zero-waste future they believed was in reach. Okay, that I remember. That's what they call it? I haven't heard that term. Allbirds were more than sneakers. They were political statements alerting wearers' status to fellow members of the coastal millennial techno-optimist tribe. Oh my god. What the fuck am I... This can't be real. This is so embarrassing. What? Yes, I consider myself something of a techno-optimist. You can tell by the shoes on my feet. You and I feel we'll get along. This narwhal does bacon at midnight, thanks for asking. Now, the go-to tech worker accessory has become the tech itself, and the tech itself is just the abstract promise of compute to power AI products that aren't exactly turning a profit yet. But any day now they will. That's the good thing about it. They're actually going to be spitting and shitting money. It's coming, and it's going to trickle down to the rest of us. It always does. That doesn't mean the new brand New Bird AI is doomed, but it does illustrate Silicon Valley and Wall Street's seeming willingness to reward any company that slaps the words artificial intelligence into its pitch decks. True. Very true. It's a virus. A genuine fucking virus. Underscoring just how much has changed since Allbird's heyday, the new company also plans to abandon its foundational commitments to environmental conservation. What? I can't believe it. The AI company is now abandoning environmental conservation efforts? How? Why, I never. The company, which one touted sustainability in every step, was established as a certified B Corp, or a for-profit business with higher than usual standards for its social and environmental impact. But its new business is a notoriously energy-intensive process, so the company plans to ask shareholders next month to approve a charter amendment to remove references to the company being operated for the environmental conservation public benefit, according to the regulatory filing, which will be approved. No doubt. After seeing the stock pump, no doubt. To be sure, Allbird's footwear business hadn't been going great lately. I certainly never heard of it. The company stumbled as it grew rapidly, opening dozens of stores across multiple continents, but failing to move enough inventory to make them profitable. Allbirds has gone from being a high flyer to a dead parrot. Yeah, I mean, they sold a $4 billion business for $39 mil. That's like phase stock. That's brutal. Genuinely brutal. The reason for the lack of traction was that Allbird's sustainability pitch has never been a key consideration for most footwear consumers who are more concerned about style, price, and comfort. When in doubt, pivot. Allbird is hardly the first to do a full 180 to chase momentum around new tech. It's also not uncommon for such pivots to signify a bit of irrational exuberance in the market. Take one-time soft drink maker Long Island Iced Tea Corp., which capitalized on the crypto craze of 2017 to rebrand as a blockchain technology company, even renaming itself Long Blockchain. What? While the initial pivot sent the stock up 380%, it didn't quite work out in the long run. The Securities and Exchange Commission charged 3 people with insider trading. The company never became an operational player in blockchain tech, and its shares were delisted in 2021. I had no clue. I never even heard that. Well, that's positive historical data to pull from for New Bird investors. It's looking good. The future's looking bright. surely AI compute infrastructure won't go the way of crypto craze and NFTs. Wouldn't do that. Showing no signs of it. And as the tide has turned for crypto, several Bitcoin mining firms have restructured themselves to focus on AI infrastructure instead, but the extreme market reaction to Allbirds' move may be without precedent. Motivation behind the corporate pivot is sensible, the market reaction less so. A 6x or 7x move for a company that is literally ditching its prior business model for one in which it has no demonstrated expertise says quite a bit about a market froth and investor willingness to chase moves. Yeah, because these people don't care. These worms, they do not care. If it says AI, they will put their money into it. They won't give it even a second of thought. Silicon Valley, the article, heard like 50 buzzwords and multiple nothing statements. Pretty much. I mean, pretty much. Yeah, that sounds about right. Just trying to dump the bag onto someone else. That was the entire NFT pitch. Dump the bag onto someone else. Don't be the last one holding the bag, dick in your hand. And that is exactly the same shit that's happening right now. And see what's going on with New Bird. Have they even begun doing anything besides this partnership with an unnamed investor for $50 million to acquire high-performance GPUs? This could be anyone. They might have partnered with God to just manifest infinite high-performance GPUs for New Bird AI. I'm excited to see who it is. Can't wait. Don't these guys make running shoes? Not anymore. That's for the birds. That's caveman shit. They now make nothing. Literally nothing, by the way. They actually don't have anything. They have a statement. They have literally an idea. The idea of them doing something that literally every other company on the planet is doing. Guys, we're no longer making anything. Instead, AI. Thoughts, money, thoughts, money. And they have nothing to show. There's nothing. Tim Brown, co-founder and co-chairman of Allbird. Go to the Allbird subreddit top. Apparently they fired all their employees 2 months ago with only a 3-hour notice. So do they not have any employees? So now it's a company that has no employees, and the founder just said, AI! We're AI now. Now we're New Bird AI. And people are giving him money. Is that actually what's happening? Well, maybe he's going to have ChatGPT run it for him. ChatGPT is going to be his sole employee. Dear team, I'm writing to share difficult news. After careful consideration, we have made the difficult decision to permanently close a number of our U.S. full-price retail stores, which includes your store. Consequently, January 26 marks your last day of employment. Despite great efforts, these stores have not achieved sustainable performance. This is not a reflection of your effort or execution. The work was meaningful and impactful, but not sufficient to reach our objective. So sorry to hear about this, OP. Allbirds did not handle this well at all. I'm an Allbirds nerd, and this is really making me reconsider continuing to buy their products. Well, good news, you don't even have to consider it because they don't have any products anymore. They got rid of all their products in order to have nothing. But you can invest in the concept of a business that has the word AI attached to it. So, all in all, a net win. From nothing to nothing. Started from the bottom, and the bottom is where it stays, but with a new name. Investing in thoughts and shit. So true. Actually, so true. Tim Brown said a thought he had in his head, and I liked it. So here's a lot of money invested in his company, even though there's nothing there. It's not even really a company at the moment. Big changes are coming to Google. Can you guess what they are? Yep, it's that naughty little word again that could make any sane person start twitching and tweaking like they just hit the crack pipe. AI. Yep, it's AI. And some specimen have the gall to call it an upgrade. Just giving you a fair warning here, buckle your seatbelt. I'm delivering a full yappy meal with this topic. This is just egregious. Before I really dive in though, just want to let you all know we are still doing our Memorial Day sale for Cheeky Soap, so you can go to usecheeky.com and get 20% off anything in the store using any creator code. It's the best soap in the universe. Upgrade your hygiene. Very moisturizing. Feels great after a shower. The era of linking you to sources relevant to your search inquiry are over. The tin blue links, they have closed the book on it. Now these fucking whimsical Imagineers have unveiled an AI-powered overhaul that is centered around an intelligent search box, which sounds so spiffy and super cool. So instead of returning links that link to human sources for this information and websites that are run by people, well, most of the time, sometimes Google has linked to just complete fucking fraudulent slop, but on the whole, a lot of websites rely on the searches coming up when you look for the information that's relevant to their articles, and instead of now getting these links, Google search will drop users into an AI-powered interactive experience and is going to be introducing AI information agents to gather information on your behalf. These agents work like Santa's little helpers. They're out there in the trenches. They're putting together all the information to give you that beautiful gift of knowledge. So they go out and they scrape all of the websites that humans have provided the information for and feed it to you without you ever going to those websites. So those websites that the information came from see none of the benefit, apparently, but you get the information and you never click on the links or go there or anything like that, and you can't explore it further. The information agent has gathered it for you. So links are an afterthought. They will still be existing in some capacity, as I understand it, but it is primarily focused now on AI basically taking all of that and baby birding it into your mouth, just vomiting it into your mouth, and take them at their word that the AI is not hallucinating at the time and the information's not just completely fucking bogus. But as you can imagine, this isn't exactly going over swimmingly because so many people and businesses rely on Google search actually searching and linking the people that are looking for this information to their sites, because that's how they're able to survive and continue to provide that information, is people going to the site and exploring it there and engaging with it. If that doesn't happen, well, the site probably won't exist anymore. So now that information won't exist anymore. So where the fuck is the information agent going to even grab it from? I don't know. It feels like a really wacky and shitification. It doesn't do anything better. It just feels like it's more convoluted and just, again, a symptom of this disease that the world is inflicted with, where AI has to be ham-fisted into every single facet of life now to justify the trillions of dollars that are getting pulled into it, into this fucking puddle of filth. Personally, I just don't see how this is yee-haw worthy. A search engine is supposed to search things for you, the human being, but now this is a lack of search engine at this point. The AI is just doing it. But historically, what would happen is you would type in a question, you would get your links, and you would go through these and look at all the relevant pieces there. And sometimes there's even a little bit of thought that goes into it, where maybe there's like a website that you know has a poor reputation and provides like some bad information. Like for me, that's Fextra Life. If I'm ever looking up video game related shit and Fextra Life pops up as a link, I know to avoid it, because a lot of times they're just blatantly wrong. So I know when I'm looking at video game things, I can just immediately filter that out when the link pops up and go to another more trustworthy source. And sometimes when you're looking up other things, you'll go to a website that maybe looks a little bit fishy and you start to question if the information's accurate, so then you'll check a couple other websites against that information to see if it was accurate, and maybe it wasn't. That is you as the human being having to use a little neuron activation up here to get the correct information. But an information agent here, maybe they don't do that. Maybe they just scrape the information from those links. Like Fextra Life is usually at the top of video game searches, so maybe they just scrape the information there, and then when you search it through this new system here, they just give you the Fextra Life information that could just be entirely incorrect, and you would have no idea, of course, until you try to do it in the game and it just left with your dick in your hand, I guess. But like there are just so many times where maybe it doesn't check if the information's accurate. It was just one of the pieces of information that it scraped and fed to you. It's just, I don't see how this is an improvement. I really don't. It feels like they want you to think as little as possible, which is a bad thing, and don't let anyone convince you otherwise. They want you to do as little as possible and activate your brain as little as possible. Let information agents do this for you. Let us guide you through your questions. That's another thing we'll get into in a moment. Let us do all of the thinking for you. You asked a question, yeah, but let us be the one to do all of the work and the actual like gathering and thinking of it for you. That's bad. With the revamped search experience, also, side note, I hate that they are now slapping that label with anything AI to try and, like, you know, make it a little more palatable. Oh, it's a AI experience. But really, it's actually the lack of an experience and taking experience away from you. It's so fucking slimy. The new search box simply expands to accommodate longer, more conversational queries rather than making you decide what type of search experience or mode you want to choose at the start, and it'll have a new AI-powered suggestion system that goes beyond autocomplete to help people craft more complex and nuanced queries, Google says. And Google's AI overviews will also allow users to ask follow-up questions in AI mode, which begins on Tuesday. So yeah, now you can enter Dicko mode if you like, and also starting in the summer, you can create, customize, and manage multiple new information agents within Google Search that work in the background 24/7 to track changes on the web and alert you to new information. For instance, you can have them track market movements and stuff like that. The shift means that searching the web will increasingly be performed by AI agents rather than humans. Instead, people will focus more on acting on the information those agents provide instead of manually clicking links. Again, I don't think there's anything good about that. I think people should have to go through the information gathering process themselves because there's value in being able to filter bad information from the good information, instead of just blindly trusting AI to get it right for you. I think the more we go down this path of like, don't do anything, don't worry about doing anything, don't think, just sit there fucking drooling and let AI do it for you, the worse humanity gets. Now, of course, the argument always goes, well, this helps, combat misinformation because, maybe people don't develop the ability to figure out what's real and what's fake when it comes to the information that's provided through their search inquiries. And fair enough, yeah, there are plenty of people that fall victim to just, consuming just dog shit. That happens, yeah. But AI doesn't fix it either. Look at Twitter right now. Look at how people utilize Grok. You can have AI corroborate all of your incorrect shit too, depending on how you ask it. Because AI, right now by design, is there to like appease you and fondle your little balls there at all times, which is why there's like AI-enforced delusion, or AI-reinforced delusions and stuff like that, AI psychosis. It's always there to coddle you. Thus, it can be manipulated and can provide incorrect information or lead you down the wrong path when it comes to what information is relevant to your inquiries. Like it's not infallible. In fact, there are so many examples of it just being wrong and at times downright dangerous with how it behaves with people that interact with it. So I don't think that this is a good change here. I don't think it's an upgrade by any means. I think search engines should always remain just this search engine. You type your question into it, it provides all of the relevant links, and you as the human being are in the driver's seat figuring out what's relevant to what you asked and learn that way. So I'm not a big fan of this, and I obviously agree with the take a lot of people have about how this is really bad for the actual websites that the information is being scraped from, because the people that are using this are never going to go to that website, and that hurts the website. They need visitors to survive. So as that dries up, those websites will probably vanish over time. So where are they even going to start sourcing the information from at that point? It just feels like a fucking sloppy mess to me. Search can build custom experiences just for your individual questions, from dynamic layouts, interactive visuals, to persistent and stateful project spaces that you can return to again and again. One of the ways Google's integrating these new capabilities is with generative UI, where it builds custom widgets and visualizations on the fly in answer to users' search questions. You can imagine, for example, how a question about black holes in space could lead to an interactive visual that brings the concept to life, adding that users can then ask follow-up questions and see Google respond with brand new visuals in real time. So basically, jingling keys. Hey, wait, you asked this question? Visual learner, aren't you? Here, look at all this. And maybe that could be helpful to some people if the information is accurate, but counterpoint, you could also find that exact same shit on websites. Do you know how many websites have visual representations for the information they're providing? It's a very common thing. Like those exist, and they're made by humans as opposed to being generated by AI, where again, it could get it totally fucking wrong, and you as the person who asked the question wouldn't know that. And you're probably not going to go search, ancillary links outside of this conversational mode and this like interactive custom experience AI has built. So then you will just have incorrect information. But again, I don't view this as a good change. Now, this article covering it concludes by mentioning the likely impact this will have on Google referrals to publishers, noting that they've already been declining just from the AI overviews that currently exist. This has put some ad-dependent media operations out of business, and now things will likely get worse, which I agree. They most certainly will with this change being implemented. There's little time left for publishers to adapt. The new search box is arriving this week, and generative UI is arriving this summer. Both are free. The mini app building feature and information agents will roll out first to Google AI Pro and Ultra subscribers this summer, but Google's long-term plan is to make its AI technology more broadly accessible, including its personal AI agent Spark, which will eventually be free, as well as will many of the AI features. Part of the reason we focus on delivering frontier models, highly capable but also very efficient, fast, and at a lower price, is because we want to bring it to as many people as possible, and so I think that's an area where we will shine. The CEO stated. And that's a bunch of baloney. That's actually not at all the reason behind it. It's money. It's solely for money. If they can have a stranglehold on information like this and all of this AI technology and have people reliant and constantly suckling from their bosom, then they're going to stand to make tons and tons and tons of money. They already have basically a monopoly on search engines. They are the de facto search engine people use. So, if they can convert into something like this, they will make even more money off being not just a search engine, and in fact, I would argue they would stop being a search engine almost entirely after this. I would think this is more akin to like a chat bot with a bunch of bells and whistles that'll make little custom things for you with their generative UI and stuff. But it feels like it's more of a chat bot that you're getting information from as opposed to a search engine. That's my take on it. But again, this makes them more money. That is the brass tacks of it. Like, they will make significantly more money with this pivot, and that's why they're doing it. And I don't think there's any like actual good things that come from it. It hurts all of the people that have websites that rely on Google indexing them and referring people to their sites. And also, it makes it bad for you, the person asking questions, because, well, now you just have to take your chatbot's word that it's real and accurate and stuff like that. Like, sure, you can still probably go search yourself looking through the actual manual links, but that's really not what Google's wanting anymore. And I think very few users that are going to engage with this would be the person that would go and like try and dig in to confirm whether or not what they were fed by AI was true. They probably will just be like, ah, okay, it said so, so it must be right. And I just think that's disastrous. So yeah, saw this change. I'm not a big fan of it. That's really about it. So yeah. Happy New Year, 2025 going to the rear view as we go headstrong into 2026 with a smile on our face. As of me making this video right now, we're about like an hour out from the New Year's Eve ball dropping in New York. I don't know why I said an hour out. I even looked at the time. It's 9:30 p.m. as of me making this, so pretty substantial rounding down. Doesn't matter. What does matter, though, is that ball, that sacred orb, convinces people to literally shed themselves of basic dignity and human instinct in order to wait for hours upon hours in the cold temperatures in New York, unmoving, unwavering, just so they can watch it happen in person. And the meta has been for a while, if you attend one of these, you wear a diaper, so that way you don't have to like lose your spot to go find a bathroom to relieve yourself. You just piss and shit yourself right then and there. So every year you see the horror stories and the aftermath about people that literally just fucking bowels explode, asshole prolapses, pee all over the place, all just so they can watch the ball drop. And I had a few friends of mine send me a video, I guess is floating around a lot today, about a guy who got interviewed on his strategy for handling nature's call, and he uses pads. This is actually from a couple years ago, but the meta hasn't changed, and I'll show you a clip from today.
You leave, and you have to use the bathroom or even get water.
You lose your spot.
That's the problem.
So what do you do with the bathroom?
What you do? I'll show you exactly what you do. Okay? Hold on. Let me see. Let me try and find this here.
Okay, now I
see these pads?
Yeah.
You have to pee in these pads. Let me show you.
But you're a man. What do you do if you're a woman?
Everybody's equal. Nobody's any different.
What an inspirational, uplifting message. We're all equal. Nobody's different. If you're there in New York for the ball drop, you're surrounded by piss. It's a goddamn flood of it, and everyone's doing it. You're not cool unless you pee your pants. Men, women, they're all doing it. It's just a matter of what apparatus they're using to catch it. This guy here's got his go-go gadget period pads out for his urine. Lord help us if he has to take a shit. You know that's probably going straight onto the ground, because I don't think the pads are built to handle that kind of heft. But, you know, this is pretty standard procedure for New Year's Eve in New York. For some reason, people have convinced themselves that seeing that ball drop is the most important thing for the start of the upcoming year. So they're willing to usher in the next year with piss and poop in their pants. It blows my mind. I don't get it. I truly don't get it. That is miserable. Not only are you pissing and shitting yourself, but everyone around you is too. You are in a sea of filth. It is a cesspool. You are basically in a communal latrine, diving in there just to watch 60 seconds of a ball dropping in front of you. Now, of course, there's concerts and stuff, but you're probably not seeing those if you're like that guy at the front of the line, you know, barging his way to the very front so he can look at the ball like he's hypnotized by it.
Oh, you just put it in your underwear?
That's exactly what you do.
And then you switch and you have like bags, like
It stays there. It stays there.
This will hold for the whole day?
You make it will stay for the whole day, yeah.
Oh, this is what you do?
I will be wearing... See?
Diaper.
See?
What?
I'm wearing diaper.
The diapers?
See? This is what...
Yep. This is not a diaper, though. This will not
It works too. It works too.
It works?
You're a lady. You should know it works.
It's not working.
It works.
It's not. I wouldn't try it.
Dude's out here driving the hard sale like he's trying to get a used car off the lot. It's like he's advertising these pads that he's trying to sell them to everyone there. But most people are going by the standard meta protocol of using a diaper, which is very common for this. I just find that so revolting. I think it's so beyond gross and just like embarrassing. I can't imagine a worse way of starting a year, quite like being surrounded by piss and shit while also sporting my own underpants full of piss and shit. And even, let's say, in a fantasy scenario, ideal circumstances, no bubble guts, you've been fasting for 48 hours prepping for this, you haven't drank a sip of liquid for the last 24, so you are able to go through this entire thing, this wait, as well as watching the ball drop, without soiling yourself at all. It's still terrible because everyone around you has. The guy next to you's probably got mud pies in his britches. Person in front of you probably stinking up the place with the fumes from the lemonade they're cooking up in their trousers. Like, it's terrible. I'd be starting the new year in the worst possible mood, putting myself through that torture. I do not get it. I never have. I never will. And like I said, that's a couple years old. You can see in the background, it's talking about bringing in a great 2024. But nothing's changed. This is still very normal for New Year's Eve, it seems. So here's a clip from today.
Are you coming prepared by most people wearing diapers here?
Yeah, I wear a diaper. I'm wearing a diaper now.
Okay, do you have extra just in case anybody needs one?
Yes, I got this. A diaper.
Awesome. So you're able to bless somebody if they did not wear one?
I bless them not peeing, especially in front of me, you know.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming out, guys. Hope you guys have a great New Year. Can I get you guys to say Happy New Year?
I gotta tell you, no one is happier about New Year's Eve celebrations than Depends. The executives at the top of the food chain of that company must just be the happiest people on the planet every time New Year's Eve rolls around. Sales skyrocket. But anyway, I mean, if people enjoy it, all power to them, I suppose. I don't personally understand it, but if you're out there right now, piss, poop all over the place, waiting for that ball to drop, Godspeed to you. I hope it's a cherished memory going forward. Hopefully it'll kick off your 2026 in the best possible way. For me personally, I think it's a lot more convenient just to hang around friends and family to start the year off right, being around people you know and love that aren't soiling themselves around you, attacking your senses with their waste fumes. But anyway, 2026, right around the corner. That's about it. So, yep. You saw the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync trailer. Looks amazing. Ubisoft is so back. I didn't see the trailer. I saw a couple of the images, though. I didn't know they released a trailer. Whoa! 28 minutes. Damn, they gave you the kit and caboodle here.
We fly no colors out here, but praise the lack of them. So let the black flag signal nothing but your allegiance to man's natural freedoms.
If a man plays the fool, then it's only fools he'll persuade, but appear to be the devil. And all men will submit.
We're pirates, kid. We take as we please and become who
They
we
fixed
like.
all the problems with the original, like shitty modern-day segments
who you
entailing
are.
missions.
Who am I then?
That sounds positive.
You're a wonder, Kenway. You've a knack for this kind of work.
It ain't work if you love it.
Too bad they reused combat from Shadows. Please don't tell me that. Did they actually?
Hey, everyone. I have to say, it is so good to be here. I played Edward Kenway more than a decade ago, and you know, he's one of those characters that never really leaves you. Now, over the past months, we know that you've been waiting. Or we know that you've heard things. And today, it is finally time to share with you what we've been working on. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is a faithful remake of one of the most beloved Assassin's Creed games. It's totally rebuilt from the ground up with the latest version of the Anvil engine and enriched with lots of new additions. Resynchronization with Edward's journey and memories. The same story, the same man, but elevated to a new level of immersion and realism to bring you one of the most thrilling swashbuckling pirate adventures. And I'm happy to say, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced will be released on July 9th, 20...
Wow, that's much sooner than I would have thought. Holy. Man, they must have been working on this for a minute. Hey, that's cool though. I always appreciate when they do like a quick release from the reveal. And you're not left waiting and forgetting about it for many, many months.
2026. Today, guys, you are getting the real deal. The first ever look at gameplay. Everything that's been rebuilt, reimagined, and some behind-the-scenes stories. But enough of my talking, yeah? Let's just jump right in.
Hello, pirates. Matt Ryan here, the voice of Edward Kenway. And this is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. 13 years after the original, this remake brings the classic game back to life. Rebuilt from the ground up with the latest
Seems like
Anvil
pretty
engine
substantial
to deliver
visual
the most
upgrade.
thrilling pirate adventure. All right, let's set sail.
Dash my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure.
You play as Captain Edward Kenway, a rebellious scoundrel eager to make a name for himself in the pursuit of glory, freedom, and a search for a better life.
Seen your face before. Yous mates with them pirates down in Nassau.
Let me see some of the
Bloody
combat.
Cobra world be truly alive.
There we go.
All these new interactions offer multiple ways. Yes, this was a pretty big pain point. We remember. And now, the action continues. Your objectives remain, but your target will react, and you must adapt accordingly. All these new interactions offer multiple ways to succeed and progress in your missions. Of course, this wouldn't be a real pirate adventure without a ship.
Jackdaw. You named your brig after a poxy bird.
The Jackdaw. What a beauty.
I mean, this does look like a huge upgrade. as long as they didn't ruin it, I'm sure it'll do extremely well. They said they're toning down that VFX parry crap, thankfully. I didn't even think that was that bad.
All these new
I'm assuming you're talking
interactions
about that right there. I don't even think it's that bad. Remaking your best bangers when the franchise hasn't been doing good is such an OP strat. I mean, there's a reason. There is a reason why that strategy works. Yeah, legitimately surprising news from Xbox. I was pretty pessimistic about the new head of the division, Asha. I wasn't really convinced that she was going to be the lightning rod ushering in a new golden age for Xbox, considering her background was mainly in AI, like a prominent in AI. But, to her credit, she has put my whole asshole in my mouth, because she has made actual good changes. So, the big one that I think a lot of people saw when it got announced was she lowered the price of Game Pass. It's somewhere in this article. Where is it? I don't want the video. Here we go. So she decreased the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. That came at the cost of removing Call of Duty from it, but that's a certified who gives a fuck moment. You get much more value out of it. So bringing it down to $23 per month, which is it's a good drop. So Game Pass has now got cheaper. That includes going down to 14 in this tier, the PC Game Pass. So actually pretty nice. Genuinely didn't expect that. As everything gets more expensive, somehow Xbox bucked the trend and made it cheaper. That's one of the few times you will ever see a subscription service go in the opposite direction. So that's cool. Big W from Asha there. But even still, not a whole lot of games. And then it seems like Asha has committed entirely to wiping their whole ass with everything Xbox had been doing. I believe the quote was, "The path that led us here is not the path that's going to lead us out." Something to that effect. Basically saying, us ending up in the shitter, that strategy, everything that got us to that point, we're flushing. We're done with. So they unveiled a new logo, reminiscent of the classic Xbox logo. Banger. Great idea. They ditched the "This is Xbox" campaign, or "We are Xbox," whatever it is. Oh, "We are Xbox." Or, no, it is "This is Xbox," right? Yeah. The new one is "We are Xbox" as opposed to "This is Xbox" campaign. Good call. Like, actual positive changes. And there was a further commitment to quality games and not AI drivel. There was another statement, I don't know if it's in this article, but basically going over, like, we are truly focused on actually delivering good games and, like, bolstering partnerships, not going hard on AI shit, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's what it was. Human-crafted games instead of AI slop, is what they said. Guys, watch, he's falling for it again like he did with the Halo Studios rebrand. True. That is true. I have been hurt before. Speaking of Halo Studios, by the way, it couldn't be worse. They were making a battle royale, but luckily they came to their senses. They had a come to Jesus moment and said, "A battle royale in 2026, that's a death sentence. We're way too late to that trend." So then it's been revealed that they're reportedly working on a Halo extraction shooter. So that way they can be late to that one too. Incredible. It is actually incredible just how delusional Halo Studios is. Formerly 343. I just don't get it. This specifically mentions a PvE extraction shooters, which is what everyone wanted, which is what everyone was saying they wanted during the Helldivers 2 launch. Who was saying that? I don't recall that. But then again, I wasn't like super deep into those conversations, so maybe I missed it. I can tell you one thing. You know what I don't want is more extraction games. I am not an extraction guy, so that is truly not for me. And I have no idea how that would work in Halo. That sounds miserable. Just do Helldivers but Halo? That sounds terrible, though. Helldivers is just so vastly different. So, like, I drop into Covenant territory. I'm calling in, I guess, a Mac cannon, and then what? Maybe I drop in like a DMR battle rifle. I don't know, I just don't see any way of making that work. Then I go over here and blow up a downed Phantom, and then I get out. Yeah, I was just talking about the Xbox W's a second ago. It's a Halo L, but Xbox W overall. I was very, very surprised. You see the Invincible vs. Story trailer. I was super surprised to see there's a story mode. I heard about it, I didn't watch it. Does it actually look good?
Dad, please. You don't want to do this.
I came to this planet for one reason. To conquer it.
Hit me. As hard as you can.
Happy to. Mark, where are we?
Took the words right out of my mouth.
This has an interesting style to it.
Your government will comply with our demands.
The actual game, though, just didn't look very good. What an interesting
We cannot
look.
allow that to happen.
Stereotype remind me of I'm in the drive starting my villain. Stadium still wet filling up. What about your pride and all of the people you gotta leave behind to deliver art? Stereotypes. Cause you made it up.
What is this place exactly?
Robot says we're trapped here.
No one knows why.
Gotta be a term for this. I just know it. Wait, epically fucked.
Are we clear now? You're one of us, or you're dead.
Fuck you.
I suppose that's a decision.
No, maybe I will try it for the story mode. I'm curious what that's gonna be like. No, I've already seen the gameplay. I do not like the gameplay very much. Here, Maximilian Dude played it.
Hey, man.
Come on.
I'm getting punched. Hey, counter fail. I'm dying. Counter fail again. I'm dying. What's the timing now? Counter fail again.
It's just not a fighting game I think I would really like all that much, but the story mode did at least pique my interest.